Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. However you happen to be watching and or listening to this, I want to welcome you to the latest episode of the Gaming Circle podcast. The podcast where this week, out of nowhere, excitement's abound. We have a guest, and man, he has a story to tell and probably some fun to come with it. So I'm, of course, your host with K Asante, TK Asante, and all the places we communicate. These days, that'd be discord.gg/TGCP. And I'm, of course, joined by the returning champion. He's been out there. Life has been lifing. He's been taking care of business, and now he's back to join us once again. The great one, Mr. Everborn Saga. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. It's been a very adventurous 2 weeks. I had a family death in the family 2 weeks ago, and then we had surprise entry into New York, or sorry, not New York Comic Con. That's in October. Anime NYC. They invited us to come by, so we came by. We did a booth last weekend. It was a 4-day show this year.
Fun.
Yeah,
cool.
Had to run the booth by myself because it was such short notice. But I did finally. Now, if you guys are fans of the Everborn Saga, the books, you know, we have some very amazing cover art, and we've got a lot of like wall art and things like that. Mm-hmm. I finally, in real life, after working with him for nearly a decade, got to meet Philip Johnson, which is the cover artist for all of the Everborn Saga books.
Oh, that's fantastic.
All 7 books that we've released, all the sort of concept art, all of that. So he was in town, and I've been doing conventions since 2021, and he lives in Maryland, so he's just never at these New York events. And he came by, and you know, it's great. And we got a real, it's a surprise, so I don't want to tell you yet. I'll tell you after the show. We have some collaboration thing that we're going to do. So that's super exciting. And one more thing. At the show, we unveiled a new action figure model. Now you guys remember the Ariel action figure, right?
Yep.
So, right, this is from Ariel's Adventure, fully articulated, all that jazz. Right? But you also know that the Everborn Saga is more than just one series. Ariel's Adventure is one of the 3 series. And so what we unveiled at the Anime NYC was the Karma action figure.
Wow.
Yes, this is a prototype. It's 3D printed, but fully articulated. It will be 1/6 scale. It's larger than it normally is, but you can see if you're a fan of Karma from the Redlands.
My only question is, what did Mrs. Everborn Saga have to say about it? Because
she's very happy. She wants me to do one that's life size.
Because for those who don't know, Karma is based on his wife's likeness. So this is basically, that is very cool. Very cool.
Have you made an action figure out of your wife?
Out of your wife,
step your game up, you know. Unless you made one of these for her, you know.
Very good. I see what you're doing there, man.
Yeah, but these we're gonna sell these, but not the 3D printed one. We're gonna like have it in a box. It'll be a proper action figure. We just have to print them large so that we can work on all the articulation and all the other things. Man. So let me know what you guys think. If you like it, you know. What would you pay for one of these? But fully articulated action figure.
Very nice, man.
Maybe one day you'll see these in Target or something like that. Well, not Target, because apparently we are unless you're Jay-Z, we're not working with Target. But
stop it.
Halloween section.
Walmart though. Walmart. Maybe one day you'll see these if all goes well.
Yeah, you broke the show before it even started anyway.
What can I say? I've been gone for 2 weeks. I had to come back with a bang.
Ladies and gentlemen, because of an unfortunate set of circumstances, we are also joined by the great Jesse Norris from Day One. Jesse, welcome. Tell us these unfortunate circumstances, if you want to, that is, what brings you to the show this morning, sir.
When I unmute my mic, it sounds real weird. How do I sound?
You sound great. You still sound perfect.
Okay, good. I'll take it. Pretty much was due to fly out. God, how many hours ago was it now? Due to fly out 5 hours ago. but because of an hour-long train flight or train delay, and then an hour and a half at customs, missed the flight by 2 minutes. So,
Mm.
and then it took so long to go through customer service that eventually I was just stuck with, hey, you want to take the same flight tomorrow? We'll let you go to the hotel. But the hotel is like a 25-minute walk and then 10-minute drive away. And I'm like, I've already done customs. I've already done security. I don't want to do all that again. So I'm just going to hang out in an airport for a full day. But it was a very fun Gamescom.
Damn. Yes. Unfortunate circumstance, but he joins us. So welcome, sir. That is terrible. And I know that airport too. It's like, you don't want to be stuck in that airport.
Pretty much anything with the German
yeah.
Infrastructure for getting around the country isn't always the best. The trains have been a mess because they're always doing construction. This airport's generally fine, but they only had 2 people on customs this morning. So like a group of 40 people, it took over an hour just because.
Yeah. They might not have known that the Gamescom people leaving situation. They might not, they staff up for that kind of eventuality. They're probably thinking Sunday or Monday because that's when the public leaves. But that
because there's a lot of us in business who like business and press who leave today.
Leave earlier, considerably, yes.
Or a lot leave on Friday even because like Monday, Tuesday are also like Gamescom dev. So a lot of people do that. Yeah,
understood. But yeah, it's unfortunate. But thank you so much for deciding to join us because he was there in many spaces. He was the stuff he can talk about, obviously, but we'll get to it. And we'll talk about Gamescom and all the great stuff you saw. And we would love for you to share with us what you can, because I know there's just so much to see. And even me sitting back here, and I was very jealous. By the way, I was very jealous. Like I like my bones were there because like this time
Harris told you to go and you didn't want to listen.
Many times, bro. Look, man. Sometimes the wallet doesn't agree with you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You gotta be strategic.
Not that obviously I'm not one to talk. I'm just saying. I just think
exactly.
I just think it's funny.
Exactly. Besides, then I decided that we were going to Pax West, and guess how much that is going to cost me? The same amount of money it would have cost me had we gone to Germany. Like, it is what it is.
And
you know what I mean? Like, whatever,
And I don't know if we're going to get around to this, but I, being the ragoon that I am, pre-ordered the Xbox Ally X20.
Yes, with the 7.8 inch screen. Good
7.4.
7.4. 7.4.
Yes.
Wish it was 7.8. Whatever.
Yes. But hey, look, it's the motion in the ocean.
Oh man. Okay. Wait to get there. All right.
So the ship.
Before we get to it, Lord, it's coming with them. Thank you all so much for being here. I see people already jumping in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. Always appreciate you guys. If you have not done so already, hit that like button on the YouTubes. Let people know we are here. Let people know we're going to get this thing started. It's going to be a lot of interesting conversations. And Day One has provided a lot of interesting. So we're going to be throwing it up on the screen. You and your team have been putting down some work as Gamescom has been going on. So we'll feature a lot of that. But thank you, Jesse, for being here, and we'll get to talking to you about all the awesome games that you have gotten to see. Before we do that, though, Everborn Saga, I will let you start this ball since you haven't been here for a couple weeks, sir. Games, man, what have you been playing? Anything on your radar? Anything that we don't know about?
Because of what has been going on in my life the last 2 weeks, I really haven't gamed a lot up until yesterday because I knew we were doing this today. So what I'm telling you about, apart from Dragon Sword, which you guys are probably tired of me glazing, I am I hear nearing 50 hours in that game.
I hear there's a new update that makes a lot of things better. I haven't jumped into it.
Yeah. For them to hit quality of life.
Yeah, I've been waiting for them to hit the apex of quality of life features before I jump in full time. I like what I see.
Well,
I haven't jumped in full time.
The quality of life really wasn't bad to begin with. What they're doing now is for people that are doing farming. Like if you pick up a plant, instead of just giving you one, they'll give you 3. Or if you go do a dungeon, they're giving you like more stuff.
I'm waiting for the voiceover to get better.
That they're targeting December, but no one believes they're going to make it.
There you go. Well, hey, that's what I want. Once the voiceover is intact, because I don't want to be reading while we're fighting. I find that annoying.
Yeah, well, I like, and the story is fine, but it's just a really listen, it's nothing like, what is the story of Breath of the Wild, right? Like you're playing it for the experience, right? You know what I mean? Okay. But again, I don't want to go into that again because we spent like an hour the last time I was here talking about it. But
that's right.
Think Breath of the Wild meets Devil May Cry is the best way to describe it.
Combat, Breath of the Wild exploration.
Yes, and the world is huge. I found a dungeon that is like, typically you cannot swim in the ocean. You get to the water and that's basically the edge. But there's one body of water where if you just happen to fall into it by mistake, there's a whole sunken ship with chests and treasure and a whole dungeon that you can go in. And I'm just like, is that kind of thing?
We're glazing the game again.
Okay.
Dragon Sword, go play it.
40 devs, that's all I'm saying. But anyway, the other things, look, the game can be had for less than $20. Like, don't play yourself.
More glazing.
Dragon Sword. All right, now the next game. There's a game called Dusk Fade.
Yeah.
Now this is a 3D platformer. It came out a couple of weeks ago. I had it wishlisted for over a year. And I was just waiting for it to come out. I was super excited about it. I loved all the trailers. Didn't play the demo because I don't play demos, but I just knew I was going to like it. And then I said, all right, let me go and play that game last night. And I played it. I got through the opening. There is just like the PC settings are like if it was made for console, which is weird. They don't let you play around with the stuff you'd normally play around with on the graphic settings. And I like the game, but I don't love it.
Oh, why not? Give us some.
I don't know. I don't know why yet. And again, I only played it to get to the volcano level, but I can't tell if I'm in like a. Well, one, like, I don't know if you can see this, but it feels like it's kind of muddy, right? If you look at the color.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it.
It's almost the like overuse of chromatic aberration or something.
It feels like the 360 days of UE4, right? Where everything had that brownish tone.
Well, but I think they're trying to go for, at least for the look of this right now, it feels like they're trying to go for the what the heck is that game with Square Enix and Disney?
No, it's not that at all. You're talking about Kingdom Hearts. It's not that at all.
Yeah, it looks like they're going with the Kingdom Hearts aesthetic. It looks
nothing like that. The movement is fine. I don't know what it is. Those purples just like get to me now. When you use too much purple, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just something about the lighting in the game that bothers. Look, here's the thing. A game like this should be super bright and colorful. So when you play a Mario game or a Sonic game, like the colors pop and it's very high contrast colors. And this just looks like a sea of purple. Like, look at it right now.
I really don't see the problem.
It's not a problem. It is just... Okay. So MJ Dark says Kingdom Hearts in the PS2 era, maybe, but not the new ones. But again,
I see no issue with the look. I know that it's not a normal look.
It's very much the PS2 era they're going for.
Yeah, they're going for a certain aesthetic,
And again, it does seem like he has something like a Keyblade, but it's more of a time.
Exactly.
It controls time.
It's very. Like I'm seeing a lot of Kingdom Hearts.
I need more time with it, but there was just like, here's the thing. Like,
it looks great.
I was just my nephew plays a lot of Mario Odyssey and the new Donkey Kong, and so when you're playing a 3D platformer like those,
it makes this one seem a little less than.
Yes. But again, it's not like I don't have anything specifically bad to say about it.
Okay.
It's just I wanted to like it more than I did, if that makes any sense. But I will say, I'm about to give it a Stapleton 7.
Oh no.
I have no problem with the accents in this game, sir. No. But again, the movement is fine. The way you dodge and double jump and dash, that's all.
Yeah, it looks fun.
All good.
It really does. I don't know. This was exciting when I first saw this.
Yeah, and you know what else it is? I kind of have Dragon Sword on the brain, and so
here we go.
When you don't have the same kind of combos,
he's been polluted. Oh, that's what's going on here.
But it is too purple. I'm sorry, and I don't apologize for that. Look at this.
Come on,
it's too purple.
It's going like
that. That is my assessment. It is too effing purple. But again, I'm saying all this. It is absolutely worth the $20 asking price or whatever.
Put it on box art. Everborn Saga, 2 effing purple.
Yes, and anyone who has played it, Jesse, you played this, right?
One of our guys reviewed it. His main issue was he didn't like the combat very much. He felt it was a little loose.
Okay. It kind of is. That's what I mean with the platforming. The platforming is not as tight. And again, I'm comparing it to best in the industry, like Nintendo 3D platforming, but and I shouldn't do that because
have you played any of those games? Because this is literally all of this seems very, very
Kingdom Heartsy,
very Kingdom Heartsy. All of this I've played.
Well, the plot is easier to follow than Kingdom Hearts. That's when you said Kingdom Hearts. I was talking about all the weirdness in the
weirdness. Okay, so this is Kingdom Hearts with a plot you can follow. That's fantastic.
See, maybe that's a plus to describe it.
That's a
but again, I'm absolutely gonna give it more time. I only played this for a few minutes last night. I got to the first stage.
Yeah, look again, even the bad guys look Kingdom Heartsy, bro. Even the bad guys look Kingdom Heartsy.
If I was in a level or in a town before the level when I got to the volcano area. Anyone who's played this, you let me know what you think. All right, so this is Dusk Fade. What you're showing right now is the complete opening of the game.
Yeah.
It does open up into more.
Want me to go? Let me skip ahead a little bit.
Yeah. See if you can skip ahead.
Let's see what
you can see more.
Brother. Boom! If it let us. Let's see. Anyway, there you go. So now this is some combat arenas, I suspect.
Yeah.
Is it also a combat arena type game, or do you see that? Do you?
No. There's just enemies walking around.
Okay.
It's not like combat zones like a
Okay.
What do you call it? A Hi-Fi Rush or a South of Midnight. It's like just enemies randomly
throughout the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. It looks nice. It really does look nice.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wanted the colors.
I like their use of particles. It's very nice, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I recommend the game. I'm recommending the game. Don't take what I'm saying. It's just
I will definitely be trying this game. This looks fun.
All right. So the next game
on an OLED screen, you'd have a great time.
No, but see, I did play it on an OLED screen, and I know what colors look like when what colors are supposed to look like when they pop on an OLED, and this didn't do that. It all kind of.
I'm imagining a game of this size probably does not have HDR natively.
Yeah, that may be what it is.
Could be it. That could be it. Because it's there. Like the character models are great.
Yeah.
They're doing interesting things. Like it could be interesting what they're doing with the lighting, but it just it all feels too muddy to me. And I can get past it, but that being said, I went to another game which you're going to talk about more than me. Which is Resonance.
Yes.
Not to be confused with Control Resonant.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's very weird. But again, Resonance: A Plague Tale. This is super interesting to me. Now, I went through the prologue. If you noticed, and I think this is going to be a new trend. The way they handle the tutorial is kind of like how not GoldenEye, 007 does it.
Yeah.
Where they just kind of do a montage of you training, coming up, and then they throw you on a mission. So that was, or Final Fantasy Resonance also. There's a lot of Resonance going on. Resonance is the new black guy hair with the dreads and the fade, right?
You mean Killmonger haircut?
Yes, Killmonger haircut. Yes. Okay, so but Resonance is super interesting. I'm going to say it is nothing like the last two Plague Tale games. Completely different, right?
It will have some sequences that are, but for the most part, no.
Yeah, and the combat is interesting, although, and I'm super early. It's still like I see what they're trying to do, but it does feel a little bit mechanical still with the combat. Okay. But again, the story is interesting enough. I don't think it has as much of an emotional hook yet, but again, I was living with Amicia and that
damn
for a long time.
Damn. Yeah. Nope.
Let me just say I'm very happy with the ending of the second Plague Tale. I will just put it that way. But God of War should do the same thing. But anyway, the thing is that the way they handle like fights, and you have 3 hits, and you have to parry or do a finisher to get your health back. I think that's super interesting instead of just having health pickups. It's like play the game, fight properly. You could try to dodge and slash your way through it, but if you're skilled and you engage with it, then we'll reward you by giving you your health back. So it challenges you to take chances. If you miss, you'll lose life, but if you hit, like you take that skills. Gamble, and now you can. Yes. Yeah. So I like that so far. They're basically pirates. I don't know what this has to do with Plague Tale. But I also did you get, I guess the thing that they were injecting her with when she in the very beginning in the opening, I think that's the same plague thing that was going on in the first 2 games. And this is a prequel, right? This takes place before.
Okay. Yep, there's like 15 years before or something.
Yeah. Okay. And the other thing is, this is like, and I'm sure you saw this, I got a lot of like streamlined Assassin's Creed vibes.
Bro, let's talk about this. There's Assassin's Creed in here. There's Uncharted in here. There's Tomb Raider in here. Hell, the prologue, there is freaking
I mean this
Horizon Zero Dawn.
I was just gonna say this big-headed kid is like the big-headed yes. What's her name?
Yes, and it's all done Aloy. Better than the source material, I would say. It's all done better than where they pulled it from. They really crystallized this and put it together in a very like enjoyable way, I would say.
No, the world does feel alive. Like when you just walk through it and you're walking through the village here, when you're in the city. The other thing I'll say is, as a longtime Plague Tale fan, I played and beat both of the games. Very invested in that story.
Yeah,
it feels so good not to be stuck in canned animations. And
thank you, sneaky.
God, this is always. Like, yes, this is always what I wanted from, because the story was always amazing, but it was like, oh my God, now we have to sneak. They're right there. I could just kill them, or like I could run away, but no, they saw you, and so now you have to do this whole sequence again. Here, I can just cut your throat. That's it.
That's right. Let's go. And by the way, how many hours in are you?
Maybe one or two. I got to the island. I'm on the beach and I'm looking for something.
Okay. So you're right at the beginning. I am knee deep in the muck, considerably further than you are. And man, that combat opens up. I hear that eventually it becomes stale towards the end. And I'll let
it doesn't change a ton. Yeah. A lot of the stuff they end up unlocking are just more quality of life little things. They don't really add a ton of new mechanics to them.
Okay.
But you do get better to the point of when you get really good with the charged attacks, and you can just kill even high health enemies in like 3 seconds. It feels good.
Yeah. It gets to this place where like they slowly start doling out power fantasy to you. Eventually you hit a peak, and it's very good. You still don't lose your ability to your investment in the skills, right? Because as you said, It's all about learning to parry correctly and all of that, and that helps you gain it. But the more you do that, the more you get used to that, the more the returns are high, and it's very good. Like I'm like in between where, like, I would call it the Uncharted sections, where you're referring back to your logbook, and
I'm
adding
still
things
trying to
moving
follow that. Like, I'm looking at those sketches. I'm like, what am I looking at? And I just
It gets
end up
good.
walking around.
It gets very good, and it's very good what they're placing there, what they're providing. Eventually, it's very Tomb Raider / Uncharted in those sections. It's very much.
And if it doesn't work for you, eventually they will just say, like, hold down. We'll just give you a hint.
Just tell you, yeah. They'll just tell you eventually.
Well, this is what I like that though. Like, let me ad hoc request a hint instead of some annoying companion. Like, hey, look over there and press the yellow button, right? But my question is to you, fine gentlemen. Is this a AA or is it a AAA game?
See, to me, the lines are blurring here. In previous generations,
it's like AAA talent with a AA budget.
Yeah, in previous generations, this could be knee-deep AAA, but now that's not where we live anymore, right? Like, the times have changed and moved on. So
it's a really small group of people who worked on this game. Once you see the credits.
But it's beautiful, so well crafted and executed. Oh man, it's so good.
Now that this is something we are going to talk about later, right? But how many more examples do we need to get of these high production value, small team punching above their weight to say that maybe this just wasn't an area that Xbox should have been competing in? What does that mean, right? If you are a publisher, should you be in the business of competing with small and indie teams, and you're a big billion-dollar platform, when clearly you have not been able to? And when I say you haven't been able to, have you had this level of production value or just impact from the public with similar budgets or team sizes? Or do you have larger budgets, larger team sizes, taking longer to make them, only to not hit the levels that smaller independent teams are doing? Like, should you be in that space? It's a question.
I don't particularly think that it's a fair assessment, because they're both doing different things, right? They're trying to appease different audiences, like, inherently. Obviously, with the ability for hindsight, you can now look back and say, well, they couldn't have competed with these people. Oh, obviously.
No, I'm not saying that they couldn't. I'm saying in hindsight, you can say that they didn't, right? What I'm saying is, if we're taking a 30,000 foot view now, because we're in new territory, should you, with all the resources you have, try to play in the space where this is where these guys live?
Well, but
right,
honestly,
like, I feel like there's a moral thing there that I'm touching on that says, wait a minute, Team Cherry is like, that's how they survive, by making Hollow Knight and Silksong, right? Why should you, a billion-dollar company, come in and try to play in that space and take some of the eyeballs off of them? Shouldn't you play with the people that are at your level?
Technically, they didn't do that, did they? They weren't making.
I mean, if you're making indie and AA games, you are playing in that space, no?
Sure, but you're not doing it like so. The Team Cherry specific example, and Jesse, please weigh in here. The Team Cherry example, they not only set up the table for them for the initial game, the second game coming out, they did the same and pushed them, like, cleared the field of all other competitors, and made sure they showcased that Team Cherry's game like expansively throughout the whole cycle of that game. Like, there was nobody else even competing. You're right that they also make AA games, but nowhere near their timing. Timing is everything.
Yeah, but
it's a thing that Asha herself has talked about, where they cannot be the publisher for everyone, because what we learned was they were essentially mostly self-funding the AA game industry. Like that's why there's been 20 cancellations, because they were the only ones giving so many of these creators any money anymore.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, in hindsight, obviously you can see clearer now. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to say, as one of the largest publishers in the world, they're going to focus on their larger IPs and just help to, provide funding through Game Pass deals or whatever to teams like Asobo and teams like Team Cherry and teams like Sandfall. Let them live in that space and we'll focus on the big IP. I don't think that that's a bad move.
Well, so I don't necessarily disagree with you as to it being a bad move or not. I'm just saying that at this point in time, that is an assessment that can be made because you've seen it happen in these places. These games, by the nature of the time frame and the length of time to be made, while that was happening, no one was clear that this is where they would land, right? So you're not talking about an established environment that has had multiple runs at it. All of these games you're discussing happened, as far as development cycle, at the same time. They're all relatively landing now. Like, let's see how this cycle continues. Let's see how, because remember, there was a time where a THQ existed, and then all that stuff dried up. There were many of them, and then it dried up, right? And maybe what you're saying, which I would be happy to see, is that now we're coming back to the time where there's a need for that II, top tier independent studios to come start dealing and enjoying some success. And it's looking that way, right? This being, to my eye, one of those examples. And there are many others that have come in recent cycles, relatively the same way, right? But it's still not enough to where I think there's a healthy AA environment just yet. Let's see give me another year of this.
Yeah.
And then I might be more convinced. You know what I'm saying?
The point I'm making is also twofold. What I'm saying is, if you are a company with the resources of an Xbox, forget about Microsoft, and you're gonna go into you're gonna try and again, it was a good try, it was a good idea. If you are gonna try that, these small teams shouldn't be outshining you from a production value level. They just shouldn't.
Aaron says he thinks you're saying that they should focus on COD, Forza, Halo, and get back most of their investments that way.
I think that they should. And again, it seems like Gears is being treated like it should be. Obviously, Forza never missed a step. I think they need to shore up the base and shore up those pillars before they start going out and experimenting in every other direction. Because not all of their IP is languishing.
I hear you. But okay, so let's refocus back on this game.
Yeah, but anyway, last thing I'm saying, if they're not coming at this production value and they're going to make a AA game, I don't think they should be in it. You better come. This is me praising Plague Tale. Yeah. Like, you should be at this level if that's the world you're going to play in.
And about that, honestly, like, I know you love of the Plague Tale series. I know you've played them. I have never been able to finish a single Plague Tale. I've played most of them.
So you don't know what happened in the end.
No, I've actually watched the stories. YouTube. I eventually watch it because I wanted to know what it is. But the gameplay, it has been so restrictive to me that I've just been like, forget about it. And then you got to deal with Yugo the whole goddamn time. And even in the second one, where you were like, oh, finally, I have some agency, you're still dealing with some, like, it's so restrictive.
Yeah, like single-use knife. Like you stab somebody, you don't pull the knife out of their neck. It's like, I got to go find another knife now. Yeah. It's just like,
this is them saying, okay, we hear you. Like, we know that you like the world building. We know you like the world, but now we can actually add some real combat to it. We can add some real elements to it.
I wonder if this is what we're going to get from Senua.
I hope so. I hope so, because this is them exactly the same comparison. I think you're spot on in your comparison, because I love the way the storytelling is happening here. I really enjoy her as a character. I think that, like, by and large, I bet you're going to start seeing cosplay of her constantly in the zeitgeist. She's a great character. They really took their time and built her well. You know, the storytelling is emotional and very, very impactful.
How do you like Irene?
No, I think it's great. I think all around. Like, I have no issues with any of the characters. All around, I think it's great. You know, like, I like what they're doing. I like what the you can clearly tell that they're borrowing from other inspirational points. But they're pulling it off so well, and it comes off so cleanly. And it's
Black Sails comes to mind.
Yes, even Black Sails. Exactly. It's very much the pirate. I'm digging it. Like, again, my big fear, and I put it on Twitter, my big fear here is that enough people will not, like, give it the chance it deserves, and it'll kind of
we're also in a very crowded time right now. Do you know how many
we are?
I bought 3 games last week, and I played one of them.
Why did you do that to yourself?
Because I want to believe that one day, magically, I'm gonna have time.
But that's why you put it on the wish list rather than you buying it, because then by the time you're ready to buy it, it'll be cheaper. Like, why would you buy it day one only to play one of them?
I just got my bonus at work.
He's feeling a little doleful. I feel you.
Yes. That's the real reason the Ally was pre-ordered.
I feel you, sir. But yes, I guess we'll put this one to bed. But I will say, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not, I know this is probably on people's backlogs, you need to add this to your list and put it high on your list. Possibly play it as soon as you can.
Is this in
not
Game
too
Pass?
long? It is day one. Day
See
one,
what I'm
sir.
saying?
It is.
I
It is
think
so
that's
good.
Fund these kind of games through Game Pass deals or whatever,
sir,
and then focus on your core IP. That's the move.
This is. You remember back in the day when COG was doing #JustOne? This is a third party studio going, okay, we hear you. This is their Just One in a very PlayStation kind of way. Like, they're taking some of those elements that people know and love about PlayStation and all of that their storytelling and all that, and infusing other inspirations into it as well. You can see where it's coming from, but it's so well executed. Oh my goodness, it's so good. I'm really enjoying my time with this thing. More people should be playing it. Like, I feel like a bygone era. This would be on people's, like, Game of the Year list. This is very good, very, very good. So,
I see Mr. Two Opinionated.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if we should say his other.
No. Don't mess with him. Leave him alone.
Mr. Two Opinionated. It's
always
not
being
Green
opinionated,
because Green ABK would have canceled Game Pass, and they wouldn't fund things like this. And make no mistake that the funding that comes from these Game Pass deals is what helps a lot of these studios get over the finish line. So again,
don't be doxing people, everyone.
And you focus on the $1 billion IPs that you paid for. Now, Asher did an interview, which I hope we get to talk about later.
We'll get there. Yes, but we're also talking games still, sir.
Yes.
So I must ask, Jesse. I know you Mr. Reviews, so you always like 10 steps ahead of most of us. What have you been playing recently, sir? I need to know.
Oh my God, I actually need to go look at our channel to even tell. Outside of all the Gamescom stuff, and I actually have my list up. I saw what's worth talking about. It's funny, the first beginning.
Give us a game that you know, like this one, that you suspect that most people will have missed, that you may think that people should put a higher on their list. I know you play a lot of games these days.
Yeah, I reviewed Resonance. I gave it a 9. I thought it was amazing. I also gave a 9 to Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl's Cost of Hope DLC, which I thought was fantastic. It came alongside version 2.0 of the game. It's a very Phantom Liberty style setup where an excellent expansion is released along an excellent 2.0 patch that really helps that game a lot. Looks better, runs better, just feels better, has a more complete AI system. Like most of the issues I had at launch, when I think I God, I think I was in like the 7s because it was such a technical mess. Even though the game itself, you could tell, was going to be great. Like, this is where it's great. It is great now.
So this is where people should revisit it, but unfortunately, you're thinking it might get missed again because people have
because I
moved
think
on.
the only real way to get it is to have the Ultimate Edition of the game.
Okay.
No, it's not cheap. I think there is an upgrade, but it had been in Game Pass. It's not anymore. So I'm not exactly sure how much that'll cost. God, I've done other reviews, but they still aren't out yet, even though I did them weeks ago. I finished Plague Tale like 3 weeks ago. It's just everything's been so far ahead. At Gamescom, I think the biggest thing that I played that I can talk about, Tides of Annihilation, has no embargo. I just played the floor demo. Absolutely fantastic. It is a character action game. It's not a Souls-like, but it has the bonfire. So everyone will think Souls-like because it has a bonfire equivalent in it. But it is not. It is a very fast, heavily
How do you feel about the voice
game.
change?
Yeah.
It's good. She sounds great.
Okay.
Like she
and how's the combat system? How's the combat system? Is it forgiving?
It is
punishing?
like
How does
the
it feel?
good version of V from Devil May Cry 5 because X is your main attack, it's just your slash, but then you mix in Y, which is your first summon, your first Knight of the Round Table summon, and he does combos with that. But then R2 is your secondary Knight of the Round Table summon, and you can mix and match all the different ones you get. For different combos, like this one freezes, this one puts a time bomb on someone, this guy's a big brute that can send him flying in the air and you chase him. And so figuring out all of that, mixing it in with perfect dodges and with deflects / parries on very specific attacks, it is a lot deeper than I had thought, and it was really fun. Like, it felt great to play.
When does this game come out?
PS5. I don't know. I thought they were still saying 2026, but no specific date. Playing on base PS5 ran great, but was fuzzy. So I'm curious how it'll be. It's obviously just a demo build because this demo, there's like 4 or 5 hours of content in it. If they're going to release it to the public, I don't know or not. It was a lot of fun. That was probably the one I had the most fun playing throughout the show. I also did Dragon's Dogma 2, the Dark Arisen. I got to play through like an hour of that expansion that's coming, which ended with a big, really gross, horrendous, disgusting dragon boss fight, which was neat. It's trying to do what the first Dark Arisen did for the original Dragon's Dogma and just expand it, add a shit ton of stuff, while giving you a whole new story thing to go do. And it was a more Dragon's Dogma 2, if you're into that. And I am, because I also really like that game.
So let me ask you about that.
Did they fix the fast travel situation in that game? Because that's what kind of made me get out.
Yeah, I was just instantly fast traveling between beacons. So I don't even remember if that was different because it's been years.
And how's the performance running on that? Because in the beginning it was dog.
Yeah, it was base PS5 again, I think, and it was fine.
It was fine. Okay, so they've come a long way.
It was better than. It felt at least as good as it did on Xbox at launch.
Okay.
Or last time I played a few months ago when I was trying to remind myself of what that game is for the expansion.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Very nice. So let's see. So you put a bunch of games away, man. As you do.
There's another 12 that I've seen that could keep going on.
Yeah. And we'll get more into. And shout out to Erodimus who's in the chat. He was also at Gamescom. He actually got to go to Xbox Fan Fest. Got to go to Fan Fest, so that was pretty cool. We'll talk deep about all the fun stuff you saw at Gamescom as well. One last game I saw that I want to talk about that I played that I want to talk about before we move on to some news proper. Weird game, but I really like it, and I feel like people once again these are the times where these games come out that I think you should give a shot to, or at least keep on your wish list or pay attention to. You won't like it may get lost in the sauce otherwise. Shout out to Great Pal Silly. I see you in the chat. I've been keeping up with your ongoing, sir. Very, very good Gamescom coverage. Good job, sir. But this game, very interesting game that I've been playing. Got into the early access. This is 1666 Amsterdam. I don't know if you've played this, Jesse. Got a chance to play this in June time frame. So they had a Next Fest demo, and since that time it went away and it came back. When it went away, it didn't have too much real combat to deal with, but now they've come back, and the recent demo does have, well, not demo, but early access does have a lot more to do as far as what you are. I won't like spill the tea on all the details of the story, but it is quite interesting in my opinion. I will put my bias on Front Street. A lot of it is in Amsterdam, which I know that city pretty damn well, like because I live there. So the streets are kind of like mimicking what the real streets look like, which I think is pretty cool. There's a lot of talking about the past and the future. You walk those streets in the past, and then you walk those streets in the future. There's a juxtaposition there that the story provides. You get to be a cat. I'll say it like that. You get to be a cat or not a cat. You could choose between your companion form and your standard form. There's really interesting stuff afoot here. At the base of it, you're a witch. What do you call it? A collector, I guess what they call it. And I'll leave the nuances of the story for them to really expound on it. But like you're a detective, you're solving mysteries, you're going in there, and it's very much the macabre and witchcraft and all of this stuff. And there is some combat to be had there as well. It is very interesting. And by the way, it is from the co-creator of Assassin's Creed. So like you really Patrice Desilets, I think is his name is, and you really get that lineage in the game, right? You like there's the if you recall in Assassin's Creed, there's a lot of that you're in the future and then you're interacting with the past thing. People didn't like that as much in Assassin's Creed because it felt like it was limited in the future versus the past. You're more dynamic between your future and past self here in this world, and they're telling you a story in both places. It's quite interesting what they're doing. Like there's a spark here, and I'm looking forward to it potentially like becoming something. From the combat perspective,
how was the performance?
It's a little. The first demo I tried was a little bit rough. Now it's considerably better. Like the performance is considerably better. You're actually able to play through it, and it's not really herky jerky. It's very very stable from what I've played. I played it on a handheld. I played it on the Ally X, and I played it on my big PC. And both places it plays really well. It's kind of cool and flashy, right? If I have any kind of critique of it so far, it's that of the Flash, I haven't seen its substance quite yet, as far as the depth of combat. Right, there's a lot of depth in gameplay systems. Like in certain instances, you need your companion. In certain instances, you're going to need them to open doors for you, and you're going to figure it out. There's like you have to find certain keys in certain places. Scary, lots of stuff. You're walking among normal men, but you are not normal because you have superpowers, right? Very gross, by the way, very gross. And at some point you need to hide
every day.
That's right. You need to hide that. So you press a button, and then you can kind of become this small, like humble little lady, white, like little wearing a white robe and all that, with and this Dutch, the Dutch 1600s.
I do not become a white lady. I'm sorry.
That's right. But then at a moment's notice, when you need to come back, get into combat form, this is what you look like, right? You have your crazy, outfit and you can fight. And as you fight, like it's very flashy. But to my eyes so far, and it's in early access, so far, you don't have that much tools in combat that I wish you did. It's just a lot of strike, dodge, make sure you move out the way just in time, strike, dodge, that kind of thing. There's not that
how
much
I felt about
more
the combat in Dusk Fade. Sure.
There's not that much to it so far. It's still early access, so I'll give it some time, and I'm hoping to add more meat on the bones. This is the future part of it. I'm scrubbing through the content a little bit, where you are asked to go to a library. You go meet this educator. He knew your father, and they're digging through books to try and figure out some message that your dad left you. And then it kind of harkens back to your past self, where you were a witch and all of this, right? So kind of Assassin's Creed where you're comparing your future self to your past self. Your dad starts telling you a story in your mind's eye of what got him to be where he is. And by the way, your dad is this very cool black dude. I was like, all right, that's interesting. It was very cool, but ultimately the story leaves way to you, and I want to scrub through and get to some combat sections. Leaves way to you, like getting to see, and this is some of the combat, some of the traversal sections. You basically can like surf on water, to get to where you need to go in your destinations and stuff. And then you get various little powers that you can execute. Very cool. Like they've added a lot of systems to make you feel real cool and empowered as you play it. But when you're actually fighting, I feel like you don't have enough tools, right? It's just very basic in your execution. I wish they would add more meat on the bones there, and hopefully before they get to 1.0 they do. But what they show here is very, very nice. I'm really enjoying what I'm playing, and I will allow y'all to tell me what y'all think about it. But I will also add that there was some controversy with them coming out saying that they used a generative AI in some of the early stages of this development. So because of that, you go to Steam and it's just getting ripped to shreds. Like it's getting ripped to shreds. It's got a medium review right now, a mixed review rather. And like, I didn't know any of this going into it. In a vacuum, I really enjoy what I'm playing here. I don't have any issue with what I'm seeing here. Obviously, it'll turn into 1.0, and I'll judge it more as a mature product at that point. But I kind of feel like it's unfair right now to tar and feather it, like, because the content doesn't speak to any of that. It's not bad content. It's very good. It's very interesting. It's fun. They're doing something interesting here. I'm wondering. I'm hoping that narrative doesn't screw up the game's perception. You know what I'm saying? Jesse, I don't know if you've tried this before. What are your thoughts?
I have not. I am just kind of on the side of there are so many early access games at the moment. Like I saw for There Are No Ghosts at the Grand early access this year, and I'm like, oh, I don't have it in me to play early access games anymore. I played like 20 or 30.
That's how I feel about demos, Jesse.
Yeah, demos, early access, betas, alphas. I don't care. There's too much done stuff. I can't keep up with all of it. Outside of that, this looks interesting, but I will wait. Even like I did with Hades 2, I will wait for it to come out in full.
Yeah. And that's a very, very like logical take. Not everybody wants to play the early access stuff. I thought it was interesting because it speaks to a place that I've lived for many years. So that kind of gives me, I love seeing the streets that they've rebuilt, because like Assassin's Creed, they take an existing place that's a very real place and they layer on some interesting nuance to it. That's historical reference points as well, because the witches and all this stuff, the historical reference points are factual, and we're seeing them layer on some supernatural things onto it. That's pretty cool. I wanted to see what it looked like. I actually think that the idea of the OG creator of Assassin's Creed coming out and putting his new stamp on something cool is worth like paying attention to. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have not, I say put this on your list. Keep an eye on it when it hits 1.0. I think you should try it.
Are they selling the early access now?
Yeah, it's in early access period. You can buy it.
Okay, is the story finished? What are they? Why is it?
It is not finished. It is not. It's early access as early access was intended. Right. This is not a demo you pay for. This is just like a Baldur's Gate 3 that was in early access for how many years? Right. This is them building the game with the community and getting like feedback and all of that. Right. So this may be in early access for many years. I think it's like $16, $17, something like that. I'll double check.
That's not bad. I might give them a shot. See, here's the thing. While I do not play pre 1.0 games, I will buy them, if I like the developers, I'll buy them just to help out. Just because I think there's some potential there, and then I come back and check it out. This is No Rest for the Wicked, which I plan on getting around to since they're up to 1.0. Same thing with Alabaster Dawn, which is I love the early access for that. So I obviously happy to support them. So I'll if it's only like less than $20, I'll give it to them, and it'll just sit in the backlog.
Actually, it was. So here we go. Let's update our thinking here. Yeah. So You can find it on key sites for as low as $18. I've seen
Okay.
it. But on Steam right now, it is 10% off, which is $26.99. When the
I
game
don't know
comes
if I
out,
want to give him $26. I'll give him less than
when
20.
when the game comes out, it will be $30, right? So, like, just get your thinking right. It's already a $30 game. That's what they're looking for. In early access period, right now it says 10% off introductory early access game, $26.99. But I have seen it on key sites. I think it was Game Boost. I saw it on key sites for like $18, right? So that's what it is. There's again mixed reviews all over the place, but most of the mixed reviews talk nothing about the content
Yeah,
of
I
the
don't
game
like.
and
I
talk
wish
about generative
people
AI.
would be like a little bit more nuanced with their AI hate, right? Like, if you got a small team that's using stuff to help prototype and then they hire people to actually make assets, that is not a problem. That is just them being efficient. Like, do you want every game to cost $100 million? What are we doing here? So,
and the difference between generative coding and generative images and videos, most people just don't care.
Right, and that's the problem. Like, I think it's fine to be weary of this stuff, and it's fine to like push back against the AI slop or whatever. But like, let's use a little bit of discernment when we, it's a small team that's trying to put something out. They're not.
And let's
they're
be
not
clear.
My
time playing this game, I would say there is no AI slop to be found anywhere in this game. It is very interesting, very nuanced,
I mean,
very crafted.
It might be there, but slop is the term where people aren't trying, and you're using that to not hire people.
That's my point. My point is the tools they used, they didn't use to produce slop. Everything I see here is very handcrafted, very like intentional, right? The idea of AI slop is just like spitting something out to just put something out there. None of that is here, right? Like, so even if it's a tool that it was AI that was used, they used it to a specific purpose, and it looks like it's executed very well. It's a very nice looking, playing, storytelling, the whole thing. It's all right there, right? So had I heard about it before I tried it, maybe it would have colored my thinking. But now, having played it and then seeing all the mixed reviews are all over the place, making it seem like it's a bad game, I'm like, that just doesn't sound fair, because without that context, truthfully, like in isolation, without knowing any of that, the game is solid. And obviously it's not 1.0, and I have some critique of the combat, whatever. It'll get better, but it's solid. So the mixed stuff where people are talking about AI, this AI, I don't get it. I think it's unfair to this game. So
I'm not picking on you, Judah. But he says that they use the same data centers that are ruining your water, whether it's Gen Code or not. Yeah, but like the same people saying stuff like that are then using Gemini to go and check for stuff when they're trying to have an argument with people. Like, you can't get away from this stuff. If it's a tool there, and it helps smaller teams get stuff out, let's just use a little. I'm not saying just accept whatever, but like, let's lose a little bit of judgment, right? We can't be pure Luddites.
And frankly, Judah Royce, if that's the case, if that's the position you take, I hear you, but you're going to be isolating yourself from society as time goes on pretty drastically, because this thing's here to stay. So if you're going to stand on business, your business is going to be isolated on a mountain somewhere at some point. So unfortunately, this is where we are, right? It's about being nuanced in how they use it rather than, they've used it at all, because it's going to get used everywhere at this point. And I'd rather champion those who are using it because they need it and they use it for purpose, and they make good use of it, rather than those who are, just trying to save a buck or whatever. So, but yes, it's pretty good. It's called 1666 Amsterdam. I think you should keep it on your list. I don't know when they're actually releasing this thing, but so far what they have looks pretty cool, and you can see the lineage of Assassin's Creed there, and I think it's really interesting so far. So check it out. Anyway, so let me catch up on a couple super chats, and then we're going to get into the conversation proper. Thank y'all once again for being here. This is going to be a fun show. We have first East Tech Sales X 1756 with a $5 super chat. He says, "Good morning, everyone. What's your thoughts on Asha saying Helix is a family of devices? To me, that sounds like at least 3 new devices.
East Texas Alex.
East Texas Alex, 1756. So, what do you think? Family of devices.
I think it sounds exactly like what it sounds. That the rumors we'd always gotten about it being a family of devices, because they've got the like A2 through A4 are all the different chips for AMD on RDNA 5. A2,
Yep.
AT0 being the big ass 6090 equivalent AI data center chip. Maybe, and they've talked about affordability a ton. So maybe instead of just being an AT2, maybe there's also an AT3. Maybe there's also one of the smaller ones for handheld. So who knows? I don't even know that they know. I think, as they have keep saying, they're trying to figure it out, because they know if their only option is a $1,400 box, that they're going to sell 1 million or 2 of them the first year, instead of the 5 to 6 they hope for, like in an OK gen. So I sure hope so, because the only chance they have to have anything close to what we are used to with console generations is by just attacking it from every angle they can.
I agree absolutely. The whole family of devices thing I think is interesting. I also think that every time they reference the console, they call it a reference design. We'll get to that. Asha called it a reference again recently. So a lot of interesting things happening there. I think consoles are here to stay.
They called it a reference experience.
The reference experience, because the GDK now will just be one build instead of it being a console build and a PC build. A lot of times that PC build just being them automatically making one from the console version, which is why you get games like The King is Watching, where they hit a button to create it, and now there's no way to actually exit to Windows because it was an Xbox build. You just build for that one, and that one can actually go everywhere. It can go to Xbox, go to Xbox's PC app. You can go to Steam. You can go to GOG. You can go to PS5. You can go to Switch 2. Like that is their play to get more and more games, because as long as you do an Xbox port with it, you get their whole Azure PlayFab backend for free, which is a lot of money normally. So we'll see.
Yeah. Very interesting, sir. Let's see. We have the Great Sith Lord, who's been a member for 28 months. He says Asha and Xbox are cooking for its 25th anniversary. I have to say I agree. There's a lot of interesting things afoot with Asha in play. I appreciate her.
I think she took a lot of what they already had.
She's doing all the great things that the previous leadership had planned. She's doing all those great things.
She's landing all the planes.
Yes, I tell you what, though. She says it a lot better. Yes, I feel more confident when she speaks than the last guys.
That was I always liked Sarah Bond, but she came off more like I have been trained how to talk. Same with Booty when he would do it. Phil was the only one that could really hit you with I still sound like a human, even though I am spewing out business speak. She is very Wisconsin, which is always funny when everyone's racist about her, saying like, go back to Indians. Like, nah, man, you listen to that accent. She's 100% a kid who grew up in Wisconsin. And she'll hit the talking points and it sounds mad. But when she's more able to be a little off script, it's pretty good.
I think what you're talking about with Phil is kind of what left a lot of people confused after every interview he did, right? Because you didn't know whether he was talking to the gamer or the investor, and he would slip in and out between the two. And I think you kind of need, as I said, you need a Phil whisperer to understand what he's saying to you. Asha just feels like a tech CEO, right? Like, and she's talking and she's getting to the point she wants to hit. And if you try to get off course, she's going to guide you back there without you knowing she didn't give you any answers. And I just feel like I understand the information she's trying to communicate when she does an interview. And I appreciate that.
I don't think Phil wanted to be a tech CEO. I do think he wanted to save Xbox and was willing to also get paid a ridiculous amount of money for it. It's not like he was falling on a dagger. That dagger was a giant bet of money. But still, like he loved the industry so much that he was like, oh shit. If I'm doing all this and I'm trying to say, hey, we need all the games we can to grow this sub to 75 million people, I'm gonna get to make every cool game that I want to play. Versus someone who was very much, no, I mean, these games are cool, but they don't sell for shit. The audience is bad taste. So we're going to have to push more to where the audience actually is. I'm going to be realistic and pragmatic about that. I'm going to call it a reset so that our fans don't get too mad when I use it as an excuse to fire all the people who work on amazing video games that people tend to not buy because, again, just look at reality TV and some of the most popular movies. The general audience normally has very bad taste. And you got to play to it to a point.
You're damn right. I love how he just slipped the shit with the general population just real quick. Absolutely. No accounting for taste, ladies and gentlemen. So Soil Tech, the great Soil Tech, says, please like, sub, and share out. Please do that. And $100 games. You and me both, sir. You and me both.
I'd only argue.
Go ahead.
I'd only argue, and I'm not. I completely appreciate what you're saying, Jesse. But I would say their general audience did show up for Silk Song and Expedition 33, and a lot of the other indie games that had those smaller budgets. I'm just saying. So when somebody comes in,
there's 20,000 of those a year, and like 0.1% of them are hitting, and they've tried, and they are very good, I think, on the Game Pass side of it, where it's like, this looks amazing. Let's give it a Game Pass deal. Like, people aren't going to talk about Escape the Backrooms, but Escape the Backrooms is one of the most played games on Xbox this year. It was an amazingly smart Game Pass deal, one of the best they signed. But it's not some big game that the general media covers a lot. And I do think, like, most people don't even know that, like, PUBG still gets like 2 to 5 million players a day across consoles, PC, and mobile. Like, the actual big games are not older single player IP being revitalized like that. You could take South of Midnight, you could take pretty much every awesome little game they made, and they have 1/10 the player base.
Maybe less than that. Maybe less than that, right? But
Backrooms. Yeah,
that's still not the point. The point I'm making or reiterating is like if we're just looking at the reason for these studios is producing content for Game Pass, right? What I'm saying is their partners are doing it better than those. And if that is the case, then why do it? If you cannot come at the level of some of the most notable smaller games, then you should focus on your notable IP, because when you focus on those, everybody's going to stop and pay attention. Not everybody is stopping and paying attention to those other things that you're doing that are not rising to the sort of cream of the crop.
Yeah,
right.
Now
it's really
Phil, hard when you're paying all the bills on a studio versus I can toss 500 grand at this small indie game and holy crap, this small indie game just pops off. Like, they end up being such different math. And I think that's one of the main things I actually got to, which is we can't afford, no matter what we have, because every little developer becomes their own business that has to pay their own way, because we messed up. The main thing they messed up for Phil's plan and the way they had it was they stopped selling consoles for a multitude of reasons. And the console is where the majority of their subscriber base was always going to be. So without selling more consoles, Game Pass subs just kind of plateaued, and at that point the old plan starts falling apart. Let's start going on PlayStation and Switch more, and just desperately trying to get sales because we love these companies and don't want to shut them down. We'll never really know, but we can intuitively guess that putting the games on PlayStation to save the studios kind of exacerbated the problem with the console sales. But anyway, we don't have. It was a downward trend that downward trended.
Yes. I see you looking at the watch. All right, we can move on, Case.
No. I just got an email. That's
okay. All right. That's the worst thing about the whole smartwatch thing. You're getting a notification,
it sucks.
The sort of universal wrap this shit up and move along is somebody looking at their watch. So you might just be looking at a notification, but to everybody else it looks like, oh God, all right, I guess we should move on.
I'm seriously sorry.
It's a smartwatch dilemma. I'm sorry.
I didn't do that on purpose. I swear to God.
If you say so, buddy.
I can show you the email.
No. Don't show us the. Don't dox your email.
Anyway, Rob the Don 2022 with a $5 super chat. He says, "Good morning. I just wanted to ask you guys, are you guys going to PAX West? If so, I could keep up with y'all. Is it for a possible meet? Interesting. Now I will be going to PAX West. Yes, we will be heading to PAX West. Myself, Lucius will be heading to PAX West. You'll be able to keep up with us, following on the Twitters, and we'll start, letting folks know. Obviously, the Discord is the best place to keep up with our ongoings, because we'll be in the Discord talking to the community all day. Discord.gg/TGCP. Truth be told, if shout out to Paris Lily, brother, maybe one day my wallet will be able to afford it.
I told you that at the beginning he was going to say that crap.
Ran into Paris a lot. He was nice as always and very tall.
Oh yeah, great human being. Great human
very
being.
Strong.
Absolutely. Very strong, he says. But yes, keep up if you can, Rob the Don. Check join the Discord, keep up with our ongoings. If need be, we can, if there's enough interest, maybe we can, meet up and have a drink somewhere, have a good time. It's always good. We will be at PAX West, so we can definitely meet there. It's all good, we're planning to do some interviews, meeting the indie developers. It looks to be a fun time. Let's see. The great Corkenstein, who's been a member for 17 months, he says, suddenly a wild Jesse Norris appeared.
Yay. I love being in the, I was like, I'm stuck in the airport. I'm going to hang out with some friends.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We appreciate you jumping in on here. And of course, the great Hollywood Rules, who's here for $2 with his $2 super chat. He says, salute to CD Projekt Red for what they are doing. Sir, let's talk about that for a little bit. I appreciate that. Yes. So in our Discord,
this is random, Kay. I apologize.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I don't know why, but I thought Jesse had one of those fake Teams backgrounds, but no, that's real. He's really in the airport.
He's really at the airport. This is the airport.
No. But like, if you look at it, like I'm on Teams call all day for work. You know how it is. People have those like still those backgrounds. And I was like, oh crap, somebody's backgrounds. Moving. That's real.
No.
Okay. Sorry.
No, this is him actually at the airport.
Yes. All right. Continue.
Yes, he's at the back. That's right. Everyone Saga jumping in. So about CD Projekt Red and what they're doing. We have a lot of debates in the Discord about back and forth. People wanting to hold people accountable to get the studios. There are some folks who to this day are on CD Projekt's neck because of the whole debacle about Cyberpunk releasing and blah blah blah, all that. Right? They are still on that, not to be trusted. This, that, and the third. I have always been more lenient to CD Projekt Red, because even though they and if you look at their cadence, they will release a game. Their initial run of that game won't be the most solid of ground. It just never has been. Happened with the Witcher 2. I played the Witcher 1 after the fact, but Witcher 2, I was there day one. It wasn't solid until they had to fix it later. Witcher 3, obviously, same thing happened. And obviously the same thing happened to a larger extent on Cyberpunk. But one thing, the reason why I always give them a reprieve is because besides that, they work to repair it. And every time there is a pathway of either corporatism, greed, or human or customer forward behavior, they always seem to take the path that makes people go, see, that's how you do it. They always do that. And recently they've done that again, where they are doing another remaster of the full complete edition of The Witcher 3. So many years after the fact, they're still doing that. 10 years almost after the fact, they're even coming back and putting a DLC into the mix and letting people play that DLC. I was talking to Lucius about that. He thinks that it's because CD Projekt Red is uniquely positioned to be able to do that, since they've kept their code and their teams together for as long as they have. I was watching some documentaries or some interviews with them where they were saying it's because the people who they have let go historically have all joined another team, another studio. So almost it's become a secondary team of CD Projekt Red who has that historical knowledge of the Red Engine. So they were able to pass that on to that new studio, pay them, and then they became the ones that went back. So they're the ones that went back in the 10-year-old time machine to build a game for the Red Engine, so these guys can continue using Unreal like they continuously do, right? But the long and short of it for me is, I think it's super interesting, and if this works, I expect to see more games or more publishers try this, where they crack the nut on an old game, and the 10-year-old game, a game that people really enjoyed, and then try to release DLC in such an old game. Do we see this in, like, I don't know, Halo Infinite in like 5-6 years? What do you guys think? With the success of them doing something like this, do we see somebody else try and go, hey?
You don't. But what you will see is UE5 or UE6 lipstick, like the sort of Oblivion kind of thing. I don't think you're going to get something as fresh as this, but you will get more of the Oblivion treatment on games, where you take that old game that's 10, 20 years old, put the UE graphics on top of it, do some quality of life stuff, but you're never going to get people doing what CDPR does. I don't think anybody else is capable.
And even with Cyberpunk, that was $100 million plus investment to save that franchise.
To save it, yes. I guess my question is, do we see people try? Do you see like some other?
I'd argue that was cheap to save the entire studio, because that's really what they did.
True.
Yeah. The cost of work in Poland is a lot less than like California or Seattle.
No. And Paris is saying that leadership is now gone. Remember that was another one of those, the fallout of that, right? Yeah. But I really hope this becomes a trend where, like, games that have gone that were gone a long time come back. And I see Judo Roars correctly pointing out Diablo 2 did the same thing, right? Where 10-year-old game, 25-year-old game gets new content, right? And that can be how they kind of offset the costs and get more people back.
It's not the exact same, because this game came out earlier this year, I think. But did you see the new update for Crimson Desert?
Oh yeah,
they have completely reworked the opening and most of the dialogue for the main character, which is an insane thing to have done in a few months
after the fact.
It is transformative. Yeah.
Yep.
I was about maybe 20 hours into that game, but I spent most of it exploring, so I didn't do a lot of the story. I'm thinking about starting over.
Me too.
Just to get the new beginning experience and play it as a 1.0. Yeah. I might do that when you guys are all playing GTA 6.
I might do the same, because I'm not playing GTA 6. That's what's happening. It is what it is.
And that is a pretty good example in chat, is like Age of Empires 3 having its DLC uncanceled, which is not a thing I can remember with a DLC.
No, you're absolutely right. So let's see. Now,
speaking of uncanceled, that Iron Man leak. How about that?
Oh yeah.
So this thing, they finally commented on it. They're like, "Well, shit, we didn't want to say it that way, but."
You don't think that this is a Deadpool 1 kind of thing, where they leak it, see how excited everybody gets, and then say we're not going to cancel it?
Like, they probably know exactly who it was that leaked his gameplay.
So it wasn't like a controlled leak to show people who wanted to cancel it.
I don't think so.
You know, because that's what happened with Deadpool, right? The studio didn't want to make it, so Ryan Reynolds and his team leaked the thing. Everybody got excited about it, and then they got the green light. Everybody thought this Iron Man game was canceled, and now this leaks. It really gave me like Spider-Man level production value, which would be super cool for an Iron Man game. And it's EA, so I hope they're stealing the stuff from BioWare. And what's that game they did that had the Iron Man flight that was supposed to be a service game? Anthem, yes. Yeah. So yep. I hope. Well, I wonder if they're like, hey, we got don't cancel us. We got the juice. But I'm excited about it, and I do think you could do really big things with an Iron Man game that had like a Spider-Man, or just remember the opening of the Avengers game? If you just had that level of production value in a single player game, I think it does. I think it can do big. Iron Man's a big character. You know, the MCU's on an upswing.
But you genuinely think this thing could still be salvaged?
I mean, they said they're salvaging it, right? So yes.
Oh, they did. Okay.
No. Oh, you didn't see that. So they tweeted out maybe this morning that well, that didn't go as planned. We've got more to show you. Stay tuned.
Interesting. Okay, that's exciting. That's good then.
This is why I asked if it was like a Deadpool kind of thing where they leaked it on purpose, because they confirmed now that they're actually making the game.
Okay, so I guess the all's well that ends well. We're gonna see that game then. But for real, that's great. That's great. That's awesome. All right. Okay, so let's kick into some gaming news proper. Thank you so much, Jesse, for continuing to be here. We're gonna like talk to you about, and let's start with the leaks. Like we started with leaks, so let's talk about GTA.
You guys start. I'll be back in a second. There's somebody at my door. I'm listening though, so don't talk any crap.
No mess. No mess. All right. No worries. All right. Now that he's gone, let's talk about how ridiculous. No, I'm just kidding. So let's talk about this GTA 6, the Netflix preview, which you guys did a great job of. I'm putting here on the screen. I actually, before we even get started, what is your relationship with GTA? I know myself, I think the game every 10 years or whatever that it comes out, I think it's something that is a monumental occasion. It is indeed an event. I always respect them from a developer perspective and technical perspective. Nobody hits it the way they do, but this time around, I feel like the business of it is a little bit too craven for my liking. The $100 gameplay, this and that. So I'm not playing it until it comes on PC and it's a little cheaper. So I'm not doing that. But doesn't mean I don't respect what they're doing here on the screen. It looks like they're really, really pushing the envelope. Everborn does not care about this content at all. I've even gifted him GTA 5 and he rejected it on purpose. So he's not going to play this, I'm sure. So what is your experience with GTA, and what do you think of the content that you saw?
I'm the guy on the team that does really like playing Rockstar games. I think one of my, if not my favorite, one of my top favorites ever is Red Dead 2. Not on console because it doesn't feel good there. It feels amazing on PC. That is the only concern I have for this one. Everything about this looks like exactly what I wanted. It's just how is it going to feel? Are they really better not have that bad input latency again, because that is the main thing that just made moving and shooting in Red Dead just feel bad. It was just an amazing game, except for Jesus Christ, everything is so floaty and swimmy on me, and this is a shooter. Like it can't be that. It looked perfect in the video. They don't normally fake their videos. They're one of the ones where their videos tend to look worse than the final product, which is an amazing thing to say with the last 3 games they put out, because they used to put out games all the time. They put out all the original top-down ones into the very first Grand Theft Auto, into Vice City, into San Andreas, into 4, then a bit of a wait on 5, and now a huge wait on Red Dead 2, and then a ridiculous Red Dead 1's mixed in there as well. But I am super jazzed and or pumped for it. I know we're way too small. I mean, they only invited like a handful of people to Edinburgh to look at this early and talk to them. I can't imagine they'll be doing like a review thing and we'll get in it. But yeah, it'll take over my life for at least a few weeks into in November as I work on a most likely a late review for it, because it's everything I like. I am a big open world game player. So you tell me this is the biggest and baddest ass of them all ever, I'm in.
Yeah, I agree. I think they showed what they showed was excellent. Like what they showed, what you saw on screen was like unbelievable. And by the way, I don't even know if we're gonna get demonetized for showing some of this stuff.
No, it's fine. You can show their stuff. They said even from the moment they announced it was on Netflix, they were like, it's fine. The music will demonetize you, but not the video.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna play any audio, but I'll throw something on the screen here. Like everything they showed was quite excellent. Like you can just see
their variety of
animation
NPCs.
on screen.
Because it's not like Fortnite where you get like these are the 3 body types. Like most games are like that. Like we're rigged for this. It's like no, we are rigged for 500 different body types.
Different kind of body types. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I gotta tell you,
hair.
You see, this is what I was about to say. I gotta tell you, this is difficult for most people to fathom. But like the amount of black hair on display right here, that was well
I feel like
executed.
That was a particular flex. It's like,
holy
we have
crap,
gone way deeper than most of these games
than
go.
anyone. Look, like, and anyone who's watched our show, who's like listened to us talk about this before, knows how important this has been. Like just in general, like this right here is impossible to pull off in most games, right? Where each
and
different type looks well appropriated, looks clean,
really different shades of skin that all look right.
They all look right. They're all appropriate, and of course, you can't not do that, because if you don't, you're not getting the essence of Florida, because that's what this is. This is Florida, as you know, Jesse. This is Florida.
Yeah, this
right?
is Miami.
Oh,
you are a melting pot and a half.
Shout out to the great Infinite Umbra. I see you, good sir. Good morning, sir. I hope you're doing well. Yes, go ahead, everyone.
Right.
Yes.
All right, I'm back.
Did you watch this? By the way,
we can finish. We can finish glazing GTA 6. No, I did watch it. So a couple of things. I would just have to say, I want to know how the Blood of the Dawnwalker devs feel right now that everybody's cool with 30 FPS. But I mean, the game looks fine. I don't care for it, but not because it doesn't look good. It looks amazing if I cared about this kind of thing. But again, I'm a fantasy or a 2D gamer, so this never really did much for me. The last GTA I played was GTA 4 because it took place in New York, and I think that's why you compromise, because this takes place in Florida, sir. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I think your compromise and your opinion can't be trusted.
Look. I'm not born and raised in Florida. I'm not like a Florida like native.
You don't live in Miami. I know, but you live in Florida,
and Tampa is very different from Miami.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, come on. And besides, I just talked about 1666 Amsterdam, that also looked like a place I grew up in.
Yeah, and you glazed it. Yes, you did. This is what I'm saying. I don't know if you can trust it.
I gave it constructive criticism. I said that it needed to get to the 1.0, but you didn't hear any of that. Good job, sir. Yes.
So you say. Yes. So you say. No, but I did watch this. It
looks good, man. What do you think?
I watched it on my phone. I did not see it in full fat 4K on the OLED. I might check it out.
With the animations and the subsurface scattering on like skin and ear and hair and everything, it is. There's a reason people are quote unquote okay with 30. It's because they're doing so much more than anything we've ever seen before. I don't think I'm happy it's 30, but I understand why it is, and just really wish it was on PC.
Now, one thing I will say. So one thing I heard about this is there's going to be like relationship mechanics. So like there will be consequences if Lucia texts you and you take too long to get back to her. Yeah. Now, as a man who is married to a Latina, I'm telling you right now, that's not something you want to do. She might end up being the final boss for the game if you don't answer the text messages. Is all I'm saying.
But no, look. Everything on display seemed to be very well thought out. Like skin tone, like we say, skin tone, hair, the way the people interact in the world with each other. Yes, Floodzilla, it is 30 frames all over the place, sir. All over the place. We can respect what they're building and what they're doing now, and then later on we'll respect it on PC where it's supposed to be played.
First of all, we don't have to respect it right now, Flood. And Flood, I'll say this as well. Would you agree that this game is basically early access? And so you're paying for the unfinished version, and we will get it when it comes to 1.0 on PC? We might get it if we don't got other stuff to play by then.
Gotta fight.
How many FPS would this be on a Steam machine?
Oh man, on the Steam machine.
Hold on. Whose Steam machine? Because the one I built, it'll definitely be 60.
A real Steam.
Okay.
Oh, Oh, he says a real Steam machine, not that fake thing
I'm
you
running
built.
real
You can make any Linux
SteamOS.
boss. That's amazing. Amazing. You gave your money to Valve.
Uh-huh.
Pinky was in the air for a reason.
Ridiculous, sir. Ridiculous. Anyway.
No, but you can't listen to anything I say about GTA because I've never cared about it. I don't suffer from that affliction. It's just like when people talk about like the NBA finals or the Super Bowl. I don't care about sports. This is basically sports to me. I don't care. So I'm not the right person to ask about this. I'm not gonna have a worthwhile opinion. So I leave this to the SMEs on this subject.
Okay. Analog AI knock with a 20. He comes with a super chat saying reviews by IGN GTA 6 5 out of 10 because too much water.
No, that won't happen because Xbox is not publishing this or they don't have a deal with it. So don't worry, it'll get judged fairly.
Oh,
I said it.
Now. Oh, come on now. What do you call it? What the name is the name of the game? Residence here. That's a great game. Looks very, very PlayStation-y. They gave it a 6 out of 10. Wild. They give it a 6 out of 10.
That runs over 100 FPS if you unlock it.
Yeah. That's wild. Anyway. Paris says, I might have had a convo with the Dark Walkers about the 30 FPS. Ooh.
Why don't you come on and tell us about that convo, sir?
Well, yeah,
instead of teasing us.
Well, hopefully his flight wasn't delayed.
Yeah, hopefully. But yes, let's get into that some more of those details that came out of the Gamescom weekend that still actually is going on. They tend to front load all their news.
Can I do this part because there's two games of the Gamescom, two reveals. So the first is that E-Day story trailer. Plus, a lot of people got to play E. Oh my God.
The E-Day story.
I got the feels, and it just made me think, and I've been saying this all week. This is a rollout that befits an IP of the stature of Gears. Yes, it's from the dude bro era of 360 shooters. Yes, all of that. But guess what? I just got those like God of War. When I say God of War 2018 vibes, what I mean is like, okay, they're taking it seriously. And you probably grew up with this thing when you're an angsty teenager and you thought the violence was whatever. But this one is speaking to me more as an adult. I don't know why. This sort of end of the world thing that they're doing, the way it is being presented when they're at the wrestling events, the way that they're showing it off, like everything about it is what you want to see from a pillar IP like Gears, and I love everything that I've seen so far. I bought this game already on Steam, even though I have a Game Pass access to it on Game Pass. It's in there. We can talk more about it, but the other one I was going to bring up is them showing off Fable and the gameplay. That's another one that the rollout for it and everything I'm seeing about it, I'm just so happy with. And I'm going to be a little bit messy.
Oh, here we go.
Fable is asking the same price that Avowed asked you for. And one of those things is not like the other. And this is why I come back to Avowed should have been a $50 game. But go ahead.
Go ahead, Parrot.
Also bought Fable. I bought Fable after looking at the gameplay. I was just like, I don't even want to think about it.
Disabuse him of his notions. Tell
me that rock wasn't there that you had to sleep on, Jesse. Go ahead. Tell me about it.
I think Fable's going to be amazing. I think it might be worth that 70, but I mean, it's also, as the series tends to be, going to be a lot shorter than the 60 hours I spent about, which are pretty great. So it depends. Are you it goes this long, it's worth this much person? I wouldn't be shocked if Fable's a 25, maybe 30 at most, unless you really, really get into the simulation aspect of it. But I think I ended around 70 in Avowed with all the exploration and side content.
But you don't. Money. But that was you engaging with everything, right? Like Avowed is not like a straight to the end if you stay focused, it's not a 60-hour game. It'll probably be in that 25-30 hour range, right? So I think I don't know.
Even if you golden pathed it, it's still over 40.
Interesting. I mean, I didn't finish it. I stopped at 18 hours.
Yes.
So
I got sick and tired of The Rock. He's just, you see, look, one thing you'll notice, sir, is that whenever Born Saga picks a game that he needs to pick apart, it's because he didn't like it for one reason or another. So now that game must be trash. Even though everybody else liked it.
It was trash. I didn't say it was trash. I never said. I came on this show saying it was a good game, but it should have been a $50 game and it would have done better. I'm sorry. And I don't apologize.
And he has already established a ground saying that everything you say before the word "but" is meaningless. So it is what it is.
That is a quote of mine. It is a quote of mine.
Indeed, it is a quote of his. So we're just following along his own lineage.
I'm just saying. Okay, would you say that Avowed is on the same level of Fable? Anybody? And do you have eyes?
I don't think most games that are the same price end up being on the same level as each other. No.
I'm just saying. I was looking at what else was on the market for $50, like Expedition 33, like the Oblivion remaster, like several other games that decided, hey, we're going to give you a lot, but we're only going to charge you $50. And Avowed, remember, they tried to get away with $80 for what do you call it? Part 2, right? Outer Worlds 2. So let's not pretend that they were not above overcharging for a game. I think what Avowed had to offer, based on what the competition on the market was, it should have been a $50 game, and it would have done a lot better. But again, that's an argument from a year ago.
One thing I've always heard from Matt Piscatella is that 50, 60, 70 is almost the same to most people, because the main part of your audience at that point are the less price averse, and you've got to get down to the $20 or $30 range before you can hit that more casual crowd. And even then, it's 20 or less on sale is when you'll finally get those people. So like 50 to 70 doesn't change much in the long run on the average, because the person who really wants it, they're buying it at 50, they're buying it at 70. It's like the console. They're buying it at 500, they're buying it at 700, they're buying it at 900 if it's a Pro right now. We're all sold out.
Yeah.
It's just we are the less price averse people who buy more than one game a year, which is like 5% of the market, but it spends like half of it. It's a really hard thing to ever judge correctly.
Which is super interesting, because this is another argument that I make all the time. Yes, and by the way, shout out to VG Fight School. I saw him in the chat earlier.
Yes, sir.
But it's super.
He dropped the $5.
Well, he's singing
GTA 6, GTA 6, GTA 6.
He's singing the Doc Dark song. I don't know if Doc Dark put out a music video for GTA 6. He put.
I haven't heard it. Okay.
But so this is a point that I try to make to VG. Yes, we are this hardcore group that pays attention, that like is chronically online and cares a lot about the brand. Yes, we are 4 or 5%, but we do spend 40-50% of the money. So should there be overtures to the 5% who are spending all that money? I run 2 businesses with my wife. There are some people that just come to us for services part-time, and there are other people that have 4 different enrollments with us, and we make overtures to the people who spend more money because they do. So you have to consider
their overtures now are, hey, we've got this deluxe edition so you can play it early.
Yeah, well,
come on, FOMO it up.
No, well, I'm going to argue the overture is them making Gears exclusive to making Gears
new
a console
regime
exclusive.
Going back to it, definitely.
Yeah. But and again, yes, you're going to lose money on it, but it makes the high spenders happy. So you take the loss there so that they feel comfortable about spending money with you on other things.
And evangelizing your product.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you're only looking at it arithmetic wise, yes, you're going to lose money. But if you're looking at this as a calculus problem, or even an algebra problem, you don't even got to get to calculus, right? It's just there's other you do this because it will have a halo effect.
Yeah,
Funny enough,
and
they didn't do that with Halo, but that's another argument for another day. I'm not going to have that.
They would. I know they would have if they could have, because they are they were locked into a lot of contracts around stuff. The ebb and flow of this gen, where it's push. Oh shit, everything's going to turn to crap on our hardware prices. Oh god, we got to diversify to kind of. All right, we're going to crater a bit, but it's going to be worth it to get more software money. Oh shit, now the hardware is just insanely expensive, and a lot of this stuff isn't selling that great. And what damage are we doing long term? All right. And Phil wants to leave. All right, everything you tried, Sarah. Some worked amazing, like getting Japanese support back on the platform, but the big shots of Game Pass is going to do 75 million. We're going to have a mobile store that we just ignore our console for years. I think that was the main one. Funnily enough, they could do the mobile store now because Google lost. But like they had all these ideas, and none of them worked the way they told them they would. And so now we are finally back to, let's go back to the old system that doesn't actually work anymore. Kinda. They're willing to sacrifice projects.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the middle-aged man who's going through a midlife crisis. He has a family at home. He has a great life, but now he's going out thinking he can pull some 20-year-old. And then when she realizes that 20-year-old, when he runs out of money and she doesn't want somebody who has to deal with a blue pill to have fun at night, she leaves him, and now he tries to go crawling back to his family. I'm just saying.
They're in such a weird position because, as she said in the thing yesterday, like they have all the franchises that Sony wants. They have these humongous yearly money makers, but being publicly traded, they have to keep just making a little more or selling the CEO and CFO just enough on, don't, please, for the love of shit, don't come over here and bother us. So like the thing I heard back at SGF, layoffs are going to be horrible, but they've been given time to rebuild. That's why they're doing this whole reset. Talk the whole way. They have years to lose money to try and give a better path for growth. Not that they don't have it already. Like they are literally making as much, if not more money than ever, which I think is always lost in a lot of this. They've never struggled. They've never not made money. They can do the whatever fancy accounting, fuzzy math shit they want to do with we only have 3% accountability margins. Well, it's like, yeah, but that's also a knob you can turn because you've got to amortize and slowly take in all of the value of ABK. That billion, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 billion dollars has to come off your books. And they're doing it over the course of 20 years. How much each year they control, all that type of stuff. Like, well, we will never know what their actual numbers are, other than when you still look at everything, they make more money than God, and their costs are going down because they're firing people. So all of this long-term play is mostly focused on perception, and to get their perception better, they will lose a shit ton of money, and they will focus on the things the hardcore like, and still try to find all those other customers that there were before. We're not the sole focus. We are just actually being a focus again, which really is the main thing that stopped happening the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And you gotta make people feel good about spending money with you.
So what these folks, fine gentlemen, are talking about is basically the interview that came out. Asha Sharma talking to BBC, I think it was, and actually they even talked to a few of the other outlets. There's a good I think 17 minutes or so of a video that you can go listen to. But the broad strokes are, they're kind of bullish on it, right? She's talking the talk, as it were. Out of nowhere, she dropped the nugget that she thinks the Series S is going to be the most affordable way to play GTA, which is true. But that's what people were fighting so long for to hear from these guys. Oh, you got to be more aggressive in your marketing, and it looks like she's walking that walk. Everbone, you wanted us to talk about this also in the beginning.
So there was a couple of things, of nuggets in here, where one, she talked about that they currently have 3 billion-dollar annual IPs, right? That's Call of Duty, that's
Minecraft,
Candy Crush, and Minecraft, right? She thinks that they should have 6 to 8, and you're gonna see that over the coming years, that they want to grow. They have other franchises. Obviously, one of them is Fallout, one of them is Elder Scrolls, but she wants to grow. She basically almost wants to triple the number of billion-dollar a year IPs. She also talked about how, because the person asked about how Halo has kind of lost some of the luster.
I'm listening.
She talked about how Halo is an important IP and it is important to the brand, and it has history that you can't just buy. And you're going to hear more about Halo soon, so that was good to hear. She also said that the Helix will be a family of devices, which we've heard Sarah Bond say that. We had not heard her say that. And another thing she pointed out was that their overall investment, meaning their spend in the coming fiscal year, will match what it was in the year before, even with all of the restructuring that they're doing, right? Like, so they're still investing heavily in content, right? Which is what some people feared, like, all right, they're not gonna, they're gonna like lowball everything, and then it's not what they're doing. What it sounds like they're doing, if the content spend is the same, is trying to focus that spend, which again could be interesting. And again, I think Fable is showing amazingly. It's being treated properly. People say that they don't market. They're marketing Fable and Gears the way they should. They marketed Forza Horizon 6 the way they should. We always know that Call of Duty gets all the marketing. So it does seem that they're focusing. They're picking the IP that has the biggest opportunity for impact and hyper focusing on those, which is not a bad thing, because they have like Sony greenlit 12 games and canceled almost all of them, trying to get to just one of the games that Xbox owns, right? That's a fact. You can run away from that if you want. That is true. And so them being in that position, now they have to take advantage of it. And shout out to Pixelbit G. He said they had the Infinity Gauntlet and they chose not to snap their fingers. Well, maybe now's the time to use the Infinity Stones, right? The way they should be used. So I don't know. Like, this is why sometimes when you come with a new set of eyes that is not beholden to previous promises, you can make more logical decisions. Because somebody coming in that didn't make all the, and again, I understand the old vision. I understand that promises were made, and I understand that like the old leadership probably didn't want to go back on some of those promises that they made to people that they brought in. And so you needed a new person to do these things. But like, I liked almost all of what I heard. I liked that she was kind of spicy, talking about the Series S is going to be the cheapest way to play GTA. I like that she talked about like positron and how they want to give people those options. I don't think the Helix will have a disk drive, but this is allowing people to bring their physical games with them in the diskless future.
Don't you think it may have an optional disk drive that you could like buy if you want to, back compat style?
Yeah, the optional disk drive is a Series S, buddy. I'm sorry. That's what you're going to have to use.
Like the actual optical disk drive market is dying because most of the companies that make their readers are becoming data center part makers.
Right. That's what Sony's moving their Blu-ray factory to. So again, she stayed on message. I understood what she was trying to convey. And so a lot of those points, like family of devices, disc to digital, exclusives being important, what do we think the $6 to $8 billion IPs are? What do we like? If you just had to guess, what has the potential?
Ones that they're trying to make movies for. Halo, Gears, Sea of Thieves.
Okay.
Like the ones that they're trying to make transmedia projects, because you're not going to make $1 billion on the games every time. But if you can get everything in multiple places, making money in books and movies and TVs and
right, because the TV shows and the movies sell the games, and they also sell merch. So it's like an advertisement that is paying for itself and then juicing the other things.
Yeah, because I think they really saw that with Fallout, which is why they're now making so many Fallout.
So what we're saying is, instead of because the assumption whenever they speak to that high number is that, oh, you're going to get more people playing the game. It's not necessarily that. It's the transmedia property that's keeping the flywheel in the zeitgeist that gets
that's the billion players a day,
and the movies and the yes. Okay,
billion users, not players.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I saw King David talking about this, and it was just in reference to Gears and how it was being shown. Do we think it's time to get a dark kind of adult Halo? Halo's typically been something that it's a shooter, but it's something I play with my kids, right? I don't really do that with my son's old.
Halo, like a big Mass Effect style Halo RPG, though, to make one of those would be like $800 million.
A lot of money. Probably. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, something with a darker tone. What I noticed about Campaign Evolved is Sergeant Johnson couldn't stop looking in the camera and smiling.
It was cheesing,
right? Like,
constantly cheesing.
Original Halo is full on 80s cheese.
No, it is, yes. It is. But as we get to Halo 4, right, the tone is darker, right?
Yes.
Even Infinite has a somber tone. Like,
well,
I just think of
look at what they did with the Flood when they get there. You could make a horror game. You could make a serious game.
But it doesn't even have to be horror. I'm just saying a darker tone that is not so shined around the edges. Well, maybe.
That mom, and it's a game starring Halsey.
You starring Halsey,
and you're doing an alter style, grow your clone, your Spartans.
All I'm saying is I saw that Gears trailer, and it feels so dark and dour. And I know who makes it out of that event because they showed up in other games, but it just felt there was this level of hopelessness. And I kind of, I want to go in there, play the game, and I'm rooting for them, even though they're leading a failing task, right? Like, and that kind of somberness, that type of tone. Yeah, maybe.
You're asking for Halo Reach again, because that's what Halo Reach was.
But again, cinematic in today's darker tones. I think people can handle it because, again, it's a 25-year-old IP. People have grown up with it. People are old enough to still remember it, to handle it. And the people that can't handle that darker, more adult tone don't really care about Halo. So if you care about Halo, you're probably in your 40s or 50s.
I got an idea.
I actually wish they would do ODST. They need to go back to ODST. They need to do another ODST.
No, Halo Blade with Senwa coming into the universe. Bam. Immediately dark.
No, absolutely not. I think they need to do another ODST. Depower yourself. Be a normal soldier, which then makes every combat encounter even more scary. You can be serious because at that point, you're not a Spartan. Spartans exist in that world, but you're not one of them. Take another stab at ODST. ODST was great. They should do that now, and they could do a serious tone, right? Because like a Spartan, you're always a little bit overpowered on the battlefield, so that's where you get all that. But every single enemy is far more serious and far more dour if you're not as powerful. Make it a normal guy, I think that'd be interesting. But anyway,
from Halo 4 to Halo, like Halo 4 to Halo Infinite, the tone had darkened. It got more serious than from Halo 1 through 3, and you could argue that started in Reach, right, and then to Halo 4. But again, like Campaign Evolved felt like a regression in the sense that it's a new Halo game, but I understand what it is remaking had that tone. I'm just saying the next Halo, I'd like to see it in a tone of what it don't steal the story, but in the tone of what E-Day is.
I mean, I like that idea, Manuel. He says the turn-based Halo tactics like Gears tactics and make it dark. So in other words, Halo Wars 3. Or XCOM like, if you will. That'd be good. Yeah. I mean, it is good that you mentioned that, because during this interview, she did speak specifically to Halo, because the interview
I was saying that,
about Halo.
She talked about how that game has a certain history, and they want to honor that, and you're going to hear more about it soon. So because they specifically asked, it's kind of lost its luster of what it meant before. What do you do with it now? And she talked about how important it was. So I'm glad that as a new face, she still understands that, right? Because she could come in and just look at the numbers and say, hey, that's a has-been IP. We need to focus on Call of Duty. But she does understand that, and that is refreshing that she understands the importance of what Halo means to the brand and the company itself. So I was glad.
All right, so before we get out of here, because I think we're going to make it a shorter show, a concise 2:30 if we can make it. We'll see. But before we do that, first of all, once again, thank you guys so much for being here. I see a lot of folks in the chat. There were over 250 over the various places we watched. You guys are here, and you're
all right, but how many likes do we have? Because I see 247 people watching this show right now.
Okay. Yeah.
If you haven't done so already, just do us a favor. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Well, Kesante's here every week. I'm here most weeks. Hit the like and subscribe button. Check out the GCP, discord.com/TGCP. We're in there every day. What are you doing? It doesn't cost you anything.
Ridiculous and rowdy. That's right. Judah Roars with a 5. Thank you, Judah. He says, did you see Mark Darrow's interview on how BioWare lost their way? He said something that sounded a lot like Xbox and Halo Studios. Jeez. I have not seen this interview.
Well, what was
sounds a little painful.
You can't just leave us hanging like that, Judah Roars. What did he say?
It sounds like I don't know, man. I have seen unfortunately how Halo BioWare has not landed the plane in a while. Halo Studios, for as good or as bad as people think they are, they still put out a product, and it's still a somewhat decent product in my estimation. And we'll see when they release another product. But people keep acting as if Halo Studios has released like a very terrible product. I actually think the campaign involved showed out pretty well.
No, it was really good. It was really good. I'm talking about the future of Halo. This is a good shout out to VG Fight School again. So are they gonna do the Elder Scrolls 6 only on Xbox consoles? What do we think about that question? Because Asha definitely dodged it. She didn't rule it out in her answer.
Yes, it's definitely coming to PC though. It's going to be on
of PC. Course it's coming to PC. I like, this is the thing, right? You on one side you have people keeping stuff only to one specific box. On another side you have them with the game in the cloud, accessible to anybody, and on PC and multiple storefronts. PC is the largest gaming ecosystem, right?
It is.
And then they're putting it on console. So if you leave out one platform, you know, like it's not the end of the world. And I will say, people get, and this is not VG, but people feel so weird about PlayStation being left out. The Switch 2 gets left out of stuff all the time. They don't say, oh my God, you have no way of surviving because you left out the Switch. Right? So why does PlayStation have to be there if you have PC? Right? That is the one thing you can say about Xbox, that they haven't lost their minds if they say, and again, I think it's coming to PlayStation on at worst. It'll be a timed exclusive on Xbox. Like they'll give you a couple of months or a year on Xbox and then put it on PlayStation. I definitely think it will come to PlayStation. They'll just try to do something strategically. But if you are asking me to take my money right now and bet, I'm talking about, you said, Everborn, I want you to put up $5 cash money, I would say it's day and date on PlayStation, whatever, when it comes out.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
That game specifically, I think the games that they're considering for exclusives are from Xbox Game Studios.
Interesting. So Bethesda doesn't count.
I think Bethesda is going to be for the streets. And again, I have no problem if they keep the exclusives to Xbox Game Studios because it's called Xbox Game Studios. It's not called PlayStation Game Studios. It's not called Nintendo Switch Game Studios. It's called Xbox Game Studios.
What do you think, Jesse? What are your thoughts on that?
If there's one Bethesda studio that wouldn't, one Bethesda
$5
studio
on the line,
head
Jesse. I just want you to know. You got
wouldn't
$5 on
mind
the line.
if the studio head named Todd Howard would not mind being exclusive. So I think that's why it has a shot. He did not have a very good experience on PlayStation 3 with Skyrim. Their whole setup and everything made getting that game to run real rough. We got a worse game out of it for it. If they wanted him to not put it out on PlayStation, even if it is just a time thing, I think he'd be all right with it, unlike some of the other ones.
Interesting.
Oh, so you're saying Todd Howard doesn't secretly wish he was owned by PlayStation like some of the other studios?
No, exact opposite.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify. Because some of them studios right now is out here begging you to buy the game on PlayStation. They know it's on Steam, always been on Steam, but they're like, it's on sale right now. Please buy it. We're indie now. But I'm not gonna name no names.
Yeah. As he names names. Anyway, so Jesse, you came from Gamescom. You're actually at Gamescom still. Well, in the Gamescom airport.
I'm in the country.
You're in the country. That's right. Tell us some of the games that hit real big on the floor or in that area.
I can talk about one that fits this conversation pretty well because I played State of Decay 3.
Ooh,
I played it with,
there you go.
I played it with John Linneman of Digital Foundry and Andy Robinson of VGC. We beat the shit out of it, and it is a massive step up from 2. If all the issues you might have had with controls, with shooting, with driving, it is across the board an improvement. Looks fantastic, like the stuff they're doing with Unreal Engine and Lumen and Nanite and all that type of stuff. Like when Linneman next to me was blown away when they were jumping through all the different lighting setups for us with the dev menu. It's like, yeah, it's still one of those things though. Even that type of game, probably better as a Game Pass deal, which they reiterated again, and not paying everyone to make it for like 6 years. So even though it looks awesome, like it legitimately looks fantastic. As someone who enjoyed
is it still coming to Game Pass or no?
Yeah, they said it again when it was here and on everything, and they reiterated coming to Game Pass. Yep,
it's coming to Game Pass. Yeah, a lot of the games that they have cut. Their games, a lot of the studios have cut their games will still most likely come to Game Pass.
I mean, they paid for most of the development of the game. They paid for 5-6 years of development. Better come to Game Pass. They're
letting the companies keep the IP and everything, but they still even seem to be publishing State of Decay, as I could tell.
Now, but the Undead Labs thing confused me a bit because I felt like they've got a very unique in the market kind of game. It feels like this one has Sea of Thieves potential. This one could be a good revenue generator, like recurring revenue generator.
I don't know what type of microtransactions it could ever have, and it is super State of Decay 2. It's not a big online thing. It's not a big server with like 10, 12, 20 people. It's still just a 4-player group. You're not tethered anymore. I don't get the sense that there's any type of focus on microtransactions or anything. So it is still one of those ceiling, really fun co-op games, but not a big live service project where the current regime seems to think it is worth paying everyone's salary and healthcare benefits and all that the whole time. What I played was really awesome, but it wasn't that different from 2. It was just like the best version I could ever hope of 2.
Right.
Interesting. Okay. So State of Decay was your like that's the game that a lot of people were talking about for you. Like you heard a lot of
That Tides of Annihilation. Some of the other ones do have an embargo. I played a little bit of that Alien Death Storm, the new one from Rebellion, the guys who do all Sniper Elite and all those Atom Fall. It is.
Yep.
What if we took all the feels and the vibes and the aesthetic of Aliens and made a game, but it wasn't called Aliens. It was called Alien Death Storm. That is what my demo was like. It was fun. It wasn't anything groundbreaking, but it was pretty fun. I got all my footage of that one, so maybe I'll be able to get that up eventually. Another one I loved, can't say because it's embargoed until the middle of September, which is always annoying as shit. Here's a Might and Magic 3. If you're a big fan of that one, I got to play the remaster, which 25-year-old game, remastering it fully, rebuilding it fully, yet is fully back compatible with all 25 years of user-generated content.
Wow, that's insane.
This was made in 2003 by a fan. Bam, here it is, automatically made.
Damn, that's amazing. That's pretty cool. Yeah,
which is really cool. And Rayman Legends Retold, which if you played the original, fucking amazing. And then
cannot wait.
Oh the my graphics, God! Holy crap, it's amazing.
But also the new levels, amazing. I got to play a couple of new levels. They were fantastic. Also, they did perfectly.
So really quick, I'm not going to say shout out to Paris, but Paris is a person that exists.
Oh man, wow.
But it's his fault. He earned that with that comment. But what I am going to say, I do not appreciate being catfished about Sonic Frontiers 2. I got all of these messages, people tagging me, announcement, Sonic Frontiers 2 by Sega. And then you look at the same link that everybody was sharing. It wasn't from Discussing Film. It was from Discussing Frog. Complete nothing. There's no Sega announcement. There's no nothing. Everybody got me so hype about Sonic Frontiers 2 and then
nothing.
Bupkis.
And of course, where is Sega with their announcements? There are no announcements from Sega. What happened to them?
I would just like to say, Discussing Frog, I hate you. And you're blocked.
It's interesting because Sega had a lot there, but we didn't get any of it. We got all their stuff at SGF. They had Crazy Taxi to play, and I didn't get to play it. I was sad.
Yeah, Crazy Taxi. They're pushing Crazy Taxi pretty big now, right? Like that's what they're doing.
It looks cool. It looks like a nice new version of that game, though with AI generated art in some points.
Interesting. Oh, okay.
I'm not mad at it.
Have people come for them for that one as well?
They will.
Oh yeah,
they will.
They did immediately during SGO.
Okay. I will say I'm excited to see Red Octane bringing back plastic guitars and instruments. I am very excited to see this. I hope this catches fire like it did last time. Very cool. Very cool. Stage tour. If you haven't seen it, it's a trailer basically bringing back Guitar Hero Rock Band style from days of yore. You know, very, very cool. I'm super excited that they're doing it. I've already put the feels out to the
My coworker got to do the Jurassic Park level in Stuntman and said it was.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've actually wanted to check out the Stuntman game. Looks really fun. It looks like they're really like tapping into good movies and stuff and all that too. So I'm excited to see what they do with that. Yep. And
I've got Torok game look. I didn't see the trailer.
So we played it at SGF and it was really fun.
Yes, we did.
Playing it 3-player co-op. That same guy who was at Saber's booth played the Switch 2 version and said, the game is nowhere near as fun solo, and ran like shit on Switch 2.
Actually, I played it on Switch 2 during SGF, like during that time, and I was surprised at how good it was. Or maybe it could be because I played it on Switch 2 only, right? And I have expectations calibrated for Switch 2.
We played it on like 5080s at SGF, and so it was like, this is fun and smooth and feels good. Yes, and then you're at 30 and just like 30 shooting at 30, I can't. Again, another reason I am concerned. I know Rockstar will do better with the smooth 30. Like the Starfield 30 was fine. It wasn't great. It felt better at 40. Felt better at 60. But you can have an okay 30. That didn't feel like it, according to him.
Okay. I am excited for what I see for Turok, though. Honestly, during SGF, got a chance to speak to them a little bit. They said they spent a lot of time, actually, getting the historical reference points correct as far as the Native Americans and the type of cultural reference points they use.
Giving Prey vibes, the movie.
Yes, it's giving Prey, the OG Prey vibes, which I really like. So my time with it, I actually enjoyed it.
I was actually referring to the movie though that just came out recently.
The most recently,
the Predator one.
Yes, the Predator one. Yes. That also is very much true. Yes, but yeah, I saw a lot of really fun things that I thought showed really well, even at the ONL and all that. I love this. I think this is a perfect marriage of Lego and City Skylines.
Hopefully it actually runs.
Yeah, because these games are really bogged down like hell because they usually go for ray tracing and all this, so it tends to run like dog meat. Yes, that's true. But yes, I think this was a great idea. Will it catch on? I don't know, but it's a great idea. Everborn Saga, I don't know.
The Skylines community is desperate for something new because they have not been able to play the game they bought for years because they don't have Threadripper Pro Maxes.
Yep, because it doesn't run well at all because it's terrible.
It will use every iota of your CPU
that you have. Yep. I've played it a few times. It's
if you're asking me about if I care about Lego Skylines, I do not.
No. I know you don't care about Lego Skylines. I actually more of a Lego fan that when it comes to their games these days. I'm sure. I was gonna ask you, what did you happen to catch at this showcase or any of these showcases that really caught your eye that you really want to talk about? Any games that may not be on the zeitgeist? I know Fable and all that.
Yeah, Fable and Gears. No Law.
Did you see No Law?
There you go. No Law. It looks very good. It did look very good. Yes.
Yep. For those who don't know, this is from the makers of the Ascent, the OG Ascent. The Ascent, when it came out for the beginning of the Xbox gen, there was a mod that came out shortly after the Ascent came out and the plane landed on and everything, where you could pull the camera in and see it fully. That seems like what they've done here. They kind of took the bones of the Ascent and they zoomed in and they really went for the cyberpunk aesthetic. I swear it looks like some of these clubs they're featuring in this game was also in Cyberpunk 2077. It's like a spitting image of the two. I'm excited for this. I can't wait to see.
This was the first game I got harassed over for liking too much. I've been harassed on liking this, liking Redfall, and not liking Armored Core enough. Those are like the top three-ish.
I loved this game.
I loved it, and then they lied and told us they weren't at Gamescom, and they were. I know people got to play this, and I did not, and I'm upset.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yes, I would care if it was Sonic Skylines Paris, and I'm not ashamed to say it.
He's not ashamed to admit how much of a fanboy he is. It's fine.
All right.
Yes. No Law looks cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was another one. I can't remember the names of all these things.
Zoo Punk. I am a one-man band screaming to the rooftops how excited I am for Zoo Punk.
Another game being ravaged for using generative AI. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't care. With everything they've used, everything they've done so far, and this is not their first game. The first game that I played was Fist, if you remember, Fist. I got fisted. Yes.
Hey, yo.
Yes. Hey, it is what it is. That game was excellent. It was the first game, and the first game I actually beat fully on my Xbox, not Xbox, the Asus ROG Ally. The first one. And I played the whole game on that thing, and it played so well, and it was really great from a gameplay perspective. The story was good, all that. This looks like it's upping in the ante. I'm very excited to see it. I'm excited to see what they do with it. If it uses AI, we will critique it as such. If it's crap, it's crap. If it's not, it's not. People have been using tools to build games for years. It's time we recognize that that's what's going to happen here too. I'm excited to play that. Yeah, come on. So when you see an Unreal Engine 5 game where they took a brush and it turned into a huge forest, do you consider that forest trash because it's all generated? Because that forest is generated. Do you consider that trash? Absolutely not.
Yes, it's trash because they should have individually modeled each tree.
Speed tree is a hack.
Yes.
But also, how much yassification is on each tree? How big are their boobs?
How much yassification? Big Mad Mo asks, is Zoo Punk the prequel to Fist? Yes, it is, sir. It is a prequel to Fist. They said it's a prequel. So, like the characters you know of who are very grizzled and old, seemingly are young and like spry in this one. So we'll see. You know, I'm excited because I really enjoyed the story they put together there. So I'm excited
it
to see what
looks fun enough. I will partake at some point. When is this coming out?
They just said 2027. I don't think they said a specific date.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say play Fist if you haven't. Fist is really good. Okay. You would understand it. It's got it's also very platform heavy. It's a very 2.5D platformer kind of thing. So you'd like that as well. Like it's the type of game we play. So I think you'd appreciate it. Then of course we talked about the greatness that is The Witcher 3 and their remaster.
Yep.
When is that coming out? Is that today, the 29th? Right?
No, it's the end of September, I think.
Oh, the end of September. Okay, September.
And 29th. I never finished Witcher 3.
Oh, so you might as well go replay it now.
Yeah, I might do that, but I don't know if I want to invest 148 hours to when all these other games are out. So I'll eventually get to these things.
But no, I really enjoyed a lot of the games I saw on here. What was that other one that that's not on your list here? 1001. What the heck?
Path of Exile, which has already been out, but like it looked really cool. It's a little bit too hardcore for me. I own the game, but I played it and got to the first boss and was like, yeah, I'm good. I think Diablo has a little bit more.
It looks really cool though.
No, it looks amazing, but like you got to be a sweat for this kind of game. And I think Diablo, for me, appeals to me more as a casual action RPG player.
Did you guys, Jesse? Did you guys get to hear and or see anything about 1001 Threads of Mizan?
Man, I don't think we made the.
Let me show you the thing here. Here's this was from
looking at our
opening night live. Yeah, this looks so cool. Like it just looks so cool.
This looks like the UE5 demo when they first showed it off.
Let me see if I can play the video from it. Let's see, because it showed so well in opening night live. I was like, wow, what the heck is this? It looks insanely inventive and cool. You're running. You're a crew on magic carpets, multiple magic carpets. Look at this, and you're like taking on challenges together as a team. Very cool, man. Oh, Paris says he played 1001. Hey, I would love to hear what your thoughts are on it, sir. Like, he says it needs work, as I'm sure they all do. It's a cool idea, though. It really, really captured my imagination when I saw that. I was like, this should have been done a long time ago. Like a team of carpet riders. That's freaking great. Very, very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, I'll keep my eye on it. It's on my list. Any other games that you saw that either of you saw that you want to discuss before we call it quits for the day?
Nothing that isn't under embargo. Sadly,
nothing that's under embargo. Understood.
Yeah, because like half the things I played are under embargo.
Understood. Yeah, of course. No need to get in trouble for what you're not supposed to. Which means
you just say some games and I'll wink. You got to figure out what the winks mean.
Oh, Paris says the carpet riding was clunky. Interesting. Okay. All right. Interesting. See, it just looks so inventive to me. I hope that the 1.0 version.
You know why it looks inventive?
Why?
Because it is not European fantasy, which we've seen 1,000 times.
Sure. I was challenging. It looks
inventive because it's it's coming from a different culture.
Different culture. That's right. I was challenging. What was it? The great Hargeet Chani. He was saying that he didn't think there was too much to be shown. I was like, well, this is very inventive, right? This is not the 1,000 surfboards of California surfer dudes, right? This is a different place. It's good, Very,
all right. What is VG Fight School talking about? Anyone get an update on Mimic? Ryan
It was the solo dev who had his laptop stolen at Gamescom.
Oh yeah, I did.
I did like 3 or 4 people who had things stolen.
That is, yeah. And it was a whole thing. The cops came.
And now
the whole
Gamescom's
situation,
come
right?
out with a statement that's pretty much like, probably their fault that it happened to them. Not a fan.
Jeez.
You.
Yeah. I was listening to the man talk about his
okay.
misfortune.
First of all, I just want to clarify. I love European fantasy, right? I'm just saying there's other cultures out there that you could do period pieces on. That's all I'm saying. That doesn't have to take away from the European fantasy. I love those too. But Middle Eastern fantasy, African fantasy, Asian fantasy, like Black Myth Wukong did very well, right? They got the other Black Myths coming out. There's other cultures in the world that we can all live and have fun and tell stories together. Doesn't take away from the European fantasy. But anyway,
he says all fantasy matters.
Yeah, but I mean it in the non-ridiculous way, right? Right, the non-reductive way.
Fantastic. So for those who wanted a little extra view, that 1,000 Threads of Mizan, it looks like GameSpot had some gameplay footage on it, which you're seeing on your screen right now. Shout out to GameSpot. So this is the actual gameplay of it. Clearly, it looks the gameplay looks like it's a little less than the
little different
possibility they're showing.
Okay,
just a tiny bit.
I'm sorry. So Zach Riley says there were a lot of robberies at Anime NYC too. I was at Anime NYC. I had a table there for 4 days. I did the table myself. I walked away from my table many times. Never worked because you got to use the bathroom. You got to go get something to eat, whatever. My table was always fine. I walked away. Nothing was taken away. All the book. Nobody took any books. Nobody took any of the stuff that I had. But
it was because they saw that Mr. Everborn Black Man was standing there, and they didn't want no.
I mean, the guns. They could have saw the guns. That
won't
could
start
be true.
nothing. Won't be nothing. Just saying.
What I will say though is, I did every time I left the booth and I came back down, people kept knocking down the action figures because it's like there's kids there and they touch stuff, and then they would just fall down. And if I'm at the booth, I can catch it. But that was one annoyance. Every time I walked away, stuff would be knocked down, but never anything missing. So that wasn't my experience there. But again, I didn't leave a laptop out, so could have been different.
And Mr. Everborn Guns was out. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You don't want to mess with the man. Hey, who knows? They stake the joint and they recognize, don't mess with that guy. You never know. Anyway, I hope people keep their stuff safe. Them events are always notorious for stuff like that. Yeah. But again, the game looks fun. Look at that. I wanna get on a magic carpet and ride around and slide around things. Even though, admittedly, it has taken quite the graphical hit since the trailer. But that's neither here nor there. It is what it is. Everborn, any content that you saw that made you that interested you?
Well, first of all, I have not fully sat down and watched the show yet. So I jumped into the Discord while you guys were watching. It's actually my first time seeing this, and it does look pretty damn good.
Yeah, they have some really cool stuff, man. Look, we on this show tend to lay it flat whenever the shows come out. We go, stop it. We don't mean like that. When Keeley puts on a good show, we got to give it to him. And this was a good show in my opinion. This
is like Aladdin of war.
Yes, very cool, interesting ideas on display here.
I'm here. I don't even care if it is clunky, Paris. I'm supporting this one.
It's cool. Really cool.
Tell me when I can spend my money.
So and to my eye, there were lots of content like this, where interesting, different voices. There was a good smattering of content in Opening Night Live and beyond a lot the. This
seems like really ambitious.
Yes.
Right. I don't expect them to fully stick the landing just because it looks like they're doing so much, but I applaud the effort and I will partake.
I don't know if this would be considered AAA as far as like the budget and size.
This looks AAA.
Okay.
If you could, and I'm looking at the cinematics as well as like the moment to moment. What do you call it? This is not. Okay. It's not as. This is AAA.
I mean, we could dovetail back to the conversation we had before, and as the at the opening, and let that be our ending, and say in a world where GTA 6 shows the way GTA 6 shows, and that's considered AAA. Like
but GTA 6 is what I think you'd be fair to call that a quad A. This is a AAA game. This looks like anything that like what Sony would offer you in a AAA game. I don't see anything on display here that is not on par with the kind of stuff that Sony does.
Sure, but I can also see this is also looks like a battle from like The Descent. Like huge big boss battle with a bunch of guys. It looks like that as well. I guess what I'm saying is your eye can fool you now because a lot has come in the toolkit that even smaller studios are able to make these big.
I wouldn't call this that far off Atlas Fallen. Yeah,
exactly. Right? This used to be AAA some years ago. Now a lot of people can do this now, man. There's a lot in the toolkit to do this where smaller studios are doing the same thing. But
again, GTA is not it's like you tell me about Expedition 33.
Sure. You're right. GTA is a different beast. GTA is a different beast, no doubt. But I again, beyond GTA, which is a different beast, takes 10 years and all that. I get that. This, as good as it looks, can be produced by a lot of smaller teams.
I'm just saying it looks better than them Wolverine boss battles, but that's just me. All right. So,
we're done here.
It's been a show this week. I'm happy to be back.
Indeed. You and your slanderous mouth. All right. We'll stop it.
Yes.
All right. Well, all right. So thank you so much for being here. Once again, Jesse, again, I apologize for your folly, the situation that befalls you.
What do you mean? I only have 15 and a half more hours in this airport.
Oh, man. I was about to ask. I hope that the time is almost done, but you got 15 more hours. Jesus. I hope you brought a handheld or something. You're playing some games or something. Like, come on.
I got my laptop. I got a tablet. I got the Xbox LAX. No, please don't.
There you go. Okay, that's good. All right, at least you're prepared for the gaming that you're gonna need to be doing for the next 15 hours.
Find a place to sleep.
That's terrible. But that also means that not only was he able to join us on this show, he probably also is going to drop a lot of content on day one, keeping things lively. So check out day one. They always do a great job there. I always keep up with all their ongoings because I love the content. I love the way the content is shown off. Always visually stunning, beautiful. Shout out to the designers in the house. They do good work. And tell the team we appreciate them out there. Always fun keeping up with all your ongoings. So thank you so much for being here, Jesse. Everborn Saga, sir. What else do people need to know? What we need to keep up with your ongoings this week, or are we done here? Yes.
So I'm going to be at New York Comic Con this year, booth 2039. So if you are in the tri-state area, I would like you to come by, press the flesh, pause. Also, there are Kickstarters coming soon, and I hope that everybody that comes here every week helps support those Kickstarters. We have 3 books that are so close. And if you're ready for another hardcover story in Prince of Arcadia, that is the next book we are releasing. We are also working on the Redlands Chapter 2, which is more than halfway done. I'm trying to have both of those Kickstarters happen this year. And then there's the anthology book and then Ariel's Adventure number 3. So I keep saying this, lots on the horizon, but
hey, man.
We're much closer than we were. And I want to shout out to everybody that came to Anime NYC. I just got a renewed sense of like, because sometimes you don't know why you're doing this and you ask yourself, like, is it worth your time? Is it worth it? Like doing Anime NYC this year, which I wasn't supposed to do, but they called me last minute. It just invigorated me to, yes, I should be doing this and I'm going to do more and I'm going to dedicate more time to it and getting these books out. So I'm not doing a George R.R. Martin. So the next chapters are coming very soon. And I thank you for everybody that came out to the show. I thank you for everybody that comes here every week. I think we had we got a lot of, just because people came to the show, we got a lot of traffic on the website and people bought a lot of books online. And I
Excellent.
thank
That's
you
great.
for everybody that will eventually support the next things that we do and the Kickstarters and stuff like that. So I appreciate everybody's support and feedback and all that. And I just wanted to say those
Fantastic,
words out
man.
loud.
That is
And I
awesome.
forgot to do that too. My if you've been following me on social media, my cat Oreo had a urethral obstruction. It's about $8,000 in
Oh
the
my
hole.
God.
So we've been doing a GoFundMe, and people have been amazing with it. It's already up over.
Drop the
Yeah.
link to that. Drop the link to that in the chat.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it.
That
But
is
that
terrible.
literally happened with him being rushed to the hospital as I was flying to Germany. So it's been
Oh wow.
a hell of a week. But he is coming
Yeah.
home tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. He is coming home in 5 hours. I was supposed to be meeting
fantastic.
him there.
Oh yeah.
She was
That
literally going to
sucks,
pick him
man.
up at the vet and then pick me up at the airport.
And pick you up. Yeah. That sucks, man. That sucks. But hey, at least he's getting better, and you'll eventually be home.
Well, so I just got a link from Buzz Killington in the Discord. You should go to the Discord, everybody. No, he's showing me that like a few people got robbed at Anime NYC.
Oh wow,
that is interesting.
That's
I mean, I was working the whole
crazy.
time while I was there, so I didn't see it, but that sucks.
So this is what I'm saying. The guns is out. Ain't no one trying to mess with you. Nobody's trying to mess with you, sir.
Maybe they'll try. Maybe they'll try me in New York Comic Con. We'll see.
And
also, I do want to say, yes, support the GoFundMe. This is one thing I do want to say, right? There has been this nasty rumor, right, that Black people do not support Black businesses. That is a lie from the pits of hell, and I want to tell you, I think it's a CIA op. Because that was 90% of my customers. There were people who came to the convention looking to support Black creators, and they came by. And so I want to, we do the show every week. I wanted to come out and say it, like, look, that's who, when we do these Everborn books, that is most of the customers. So we do support ourselves when we do these indie ventures, and that's basically who I'm making these books for. So I appreciate all those customers that came out, and some of them came out and was like, I don't even need the pitch, I'm just here to support because I see what you're doing. And they were just going around looking to help, spend money on and invest in other Black and brown creators. So I appreciate if you came last weekend to Anime NYC, to the booth, and if you're watching this show right now, I want you to know I appreciate you, and we got more on the way. All right, I'm done with this.
No, that is beautiful, man. That's beautiful. I'm happy to hear that more people come out and show out and let you know.
Our best show, by the way, all these years I've been doing conventions, it was our best show.
That's awesome.
Highest sales.
Fantastic, man. That's fantastic news. That's great to hear. Yeah. The Great Hollywood Rules with $2. He says, rest in peace to my youth, Peter Cullen. #Optimus. Oh man, it's been a sad couple of days for heroes that have been passing away. It's so sad. But yes,
all the wrong 80-year-olds dying.
We were talking about
Dolly
that.
Parton.
Yes, many of them born in 1946. There's one that's born in 46 that's still kicking. We'll move on from that real quick. Oh, there's another one. Emmanuel with a $10 super chat. He says, salute to Everborn for speaking on that. I love supporting Black businesses.
Appreciate you, sir.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Thank you so much, man. That's awesome. And by the way, speaking of all the support and our appreciation, as we said before, we weren't going to Gamescom this year, but we were going to PAX next week. So on that note, we won't have a show here live on Saturday because we will be at PAX. But first and foremost, thanks to all of the super chats and all of the help. As you know, myself and a few other folks, members of the team, end up going to these events. You help defray half the cost of us going there. Paid tickets, paid for flights for Lucius and a few other Lucius his flights to go. It was very, very great. We do this all at our own dime and our own cost. So any bit that is that it's able to assist really helps us move the ball forward. And we were able to do that, so more and more we're going to hope that we could be able to use our team and use the community to assist us in getting to these places as well. Next year, I want to go to GDC. I really want to go to GDC. I feel like I thrive there. That's my kind of conversation. So I would love to see if we can turn around and go there. Last year, they actually offered us, they invited us to come out, but it wasn't the right timing, and we hadn't planned for it and all that. So there'll be a lot more to go. But next week, again, like I said, we won't be doing a live stream like we normally do, but I expect that you'll see a lot of content from us, because like when we do those kind of shows, we like to, like guerrilla filmmaking, we call it. We like to just throw out a lot of content. So you're going to see a lot of interviews from us with various indie creators and whatnot. Fun, interesting stuff we catch wind of, and stuff that we want to bring to your attention. So thank you guys so much for all your continued support, helping us get there. And we'll make sure we put a lot of content out for you. And of course, next year we're doing the GDC, we're doing the Gamescom, all that stuff. We're gonna strive to do bigger and better as we always do. Let's see, what's he saying?
Verge Brizzle. I don't know.
Verge Brizzle 9563.
Yes.
Says, damn, you guys are my go-to Saturday morning.
Appreciate you, sir.
Thank you. Yes, this is what we strive for, man. We are Saturday morning cartoons. We shoot lasers, not guns, so no one ever dies.
That is high praise. Says the bullet maker, by the way, but we can leave that from the Discord.
Anyway, that is it. I think we're done here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I think that these last couple of events have been very, very fun. If you tend to watch this kind of gaming sphere, there was something for everybody. You know, I think it's super entertaining and interesting. I'm hoping that we close out the year in the same fashion. Lots of fun stuff to be seen by all. But until then, I think we're done here. Thanks, Jesse. Safe travels, sir. I know you still have miles to go before you sleep.
Eventually.
Yeah. Safe travels. And we'll talk when you get in town. Hopefully, we'll meet up in town. We meet up too far in other countries. We should meet up locally.
I know.
I'll reach out, sir. I'll reach out. We live like 20 miles away from each other, max. Like it's just wild. Anyway, but that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We out. See y'all next week. Well, actually, in 2 weeks, because we will be at Pax West rather next week. But until then, peace. Have a good one. Keep it gaming.
Nice to be in orbit.